what do you think was the beyond just the taxes? What do you think was the based on your lifestyle? What do you think you were doing wrong the most that probably led to it? Was it the women? Was it the just careless disregard of like certain other things?
Greed, greed, money, and greed. I would do anything for money. Money was my religion, and my dick ruled me. Told me what to do. I would do anything for money. I would break any law. It was all my fault. It was all my fault. But I didn't see that until I got to FCI Morgantown in West Virginia, until I got to prison. Because I blamed everybody and everything for what happened to me. That nigga ratted on me. That nigga ratted. This nigga's a piece of shit. This one ratted. But when I got to prison, I'll never forget it. I was in Gerard unit, and I got cool with this nigga from Atlanta, and I'm crying and complaining. Complaining, yo, this one ratted on me, man. My son, mother took my son in the Jersey. He's from Atlanta. Jersey, Jersey. I like you now. You alright with me. You good people. I like you now. But I hear you blaming everybody, but you the one that had the criminal intent. You was the one that broke the law. See, these are civilians, and that's what civilians do. They tell. But you had the criminal intent, and he was the first person to confront me about my crying about what another motherfucker did. And I had to look at it, and I said, you know what, Sean? Everybody that you had around you showed you signs you was no good, and you disregarded them. The same windshield that I was looking out at the people that I was choosing to be in my life, they weren't looking back at me with the same windshield.
What does that mean?
I was looking out at them as confidants, loyal, a solid nigga like me. I'm thinking they had their principles and their values was the same as mine. Like I say, I didn't cooperate. I had the opportunity to, right? But they cooperated immediately when the heat came on them.
You're thinking about that with some of the people that's up there.
Man, that I was saying.
Paying that like,
100%.
you know, it's the 1st of July. If you guys don't know, happy 1st of July. By the way, I have a large audience in Canada. This happy Canadian Day.
Canada, what up?
Happy Canadian Day. Is Lauren back? Lauren, we miss you.
Ain't no question. Get that thought, Act. Listen, you said Puffy, you think his Puffy's looking at the people like that?
Well, today is the 1st, and let me tell you this. One thing I know about having some shit, my phone don't ring more. It's the 1st of the month. Everybody because it's bill time. Rent, this and third. Diddy paid that rent this month. Diddy paid that rent this month for Jane. When Diddy's sitting there knowing that $10K came out of his account to pay that motherfucking rent for Jane.
And this bitch got on the stand and testified against me.
What do you think? What do you think he's thinking?
He's furious. He's furious. But he's not gonna, and I hope for Puff, man. And Puff, this is for you, man. You know, and I'm willing to talk to you about this at any point, man. I hope you looking at the part that you played in all of this.
It's gonna take a while for that though, because he's done
right.
so much.
It took me damn near 4 years to get to that point.
Really?
Right? That I played a major part in these people, bringing them into my life, and they showed me they weren't no good. Disregarded the fully. But that's why today, people reach out to me on Instagram or email, and the minute they show me they on some sucker style, man, we got nothing else to talk about. We not doing that. You got to be straight up and down like 6 o'clock with me, because that's what I'm gonna be to you, right? And if you can't match my energy, we ain't got nothing to talk about.
Lauren, you are back.
I'm back.
We got Lauren back in the building.
Oh my gosh, that was so stressful, but we made it. Oh, that looks so good. I'm gonna eat it after I.
We got Lauren back in the building. Enjoy. Listen, hey, when we eat on camera here, listen, everybody, listen on stream. Let me tell you this: when I'm watching both of y'all, usually the mid hour, like around 12, I get my food and I let y'all talk, and I start eating, and my chat is used to understanding we eat on camera and it's all good. Okay, explain what happened. You just went through hell.
Okay, so no, I mean it was just it was not horrible getting there, but that's Claudia. We walk outside. It's so dramatic. It is pelleting rain. I mean, it is like
out here.
Yes, I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, seriously? So I get there, and like literally as soon as I walk in, the jury sent a note that they're done deliberating for the day.
Did you went in the main?
I got inside. Yes, I did not. I literally was about to walk in, and yeah, jury deliberating or done deliberating. They sent so basically I don't know how far you got, but like the judge sent them back and said, okay, yeah. So they sent a note. We're done for the day. I mean, well, first of all, surrounding the courthouse, I think because of the way the media works these headlines, the headlines are partial verdict is back. So everybody thinks that they're going to announce the verdict. Was there a
mass amount of...
It was insane. And it was raining.
How did you get into the main courtroom then?
Well, no, I mean, it's just to go back. I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but we had to get there to be in the main courtroom. At first, you had to line up as early as possible because there's 21 ones for press, 14 seats for the public. And it was, gosh, all the weeks are running together. I think it was last week that they finally said, okay, if you are here right now, and generally it's the same people every day, but other outlets will kind of sprinkle in and you're like, oh crap, I'm a little further behind in line. But they finally said, if you are here today, whatever day this was, sometime at the beginning of last week or the week before, they said we will take this list and you can automatically get in the courtroom.
Whenever.
Well, for closing arguments and for the verdict. And they said basically you're good. You can show up at any time. So I'm on that list, so I can go in and out.
Pass.
Yes.
You don't pass it. I'm gonna pass it. Identify it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's standard. The standard press pass. I think if that's what is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why didn't give you a press pass?
You have to be. Yeah. Oh, thank you. So, yeah, for get a New York City press pass, you have to cover. She's so nice.
Is he guilty? Is he guilty or not guilty on them 4 charges?
Nah, I'll fuck with you, Unc.
Well,
yo, listen, Unc is tired now.
But by the way, you could probably get. You have to have covered 6 New York City events to get a press pass.
Yeah, but it's a bunch of people that's new that got them. You gotta go to one. I gotta go to one.
But you have to submit online and then.
But what did they say about 2 forms? Is he guilty or not guilty?
I mean, listen.
Did it come out?
This is why we sent you over.
Don't nobody know.
No one knows, but
Do the defense and the prosecutors know?
No.
Nobody don't know.
Nobody knows.
All right, so look,
there's
gonna be a whole bunch of YouTubers out. They know. They lying.
Well, and that's the problem right now with these headlines I'm looking at, and I've gotten so many texts, and it's like, and I'm like, no, you guys don't understand. It's not. I mean, like I said, I ran out of here because I thought there was a chance they could read the partial verdict, but I think the biggest thing here is that they did not issue an official Allen charge. So the jury doesn't, if they issue here, and I can,
so the jury could be hung.
Well,
unless they get that right.
I don't think that's going to happen. Let me.
No, but could it be?
So the other thing is that the defense, they wanted to say, hey, jurors, you can come in on Thursday and deliberate as well, because technically the court is closed Thursday and Friday. But the defense said, don't tell them now. We don't want you to tell them now that they can come in Thursday. We just want you to wait, see what happens tomorrow. And that's kind of how it went down. The judge just said.
How the pup look?
So I obviously did not see him directly, but the consensus is that he looked very stressed.
Okay.
I feel like.
Do what me do, me too.
I'll be shitting bricks.
Everybody.
Yo,
yeah,
once y'all come back that you've got to any consensus, read it right away. Don't you got it? But hey, one of my pet peeves is somebody says, can I tell you something? Just tell me. Don't give me the cursor. Don't tell me I got something to say, but I'm going to give you the warning. Just tell me. So when you now say, yeah, we got it, but we can't tell you, now I'm thinking, I'm looking at y'all different. I'm kind of sweating. I don't know. Here's the thing, though. Can't his lawyers predict where this is leading to?
I think.
You think they are?
Well, at first, I was like, okay, we discussed this about how two of the RICO predicates are sex trafficking and violating the Mann Act. So at first, I was like, well wait, wouldn't if they can be guilty on those, that automatically be RICO? And forgot that in order for it to be a racketeering conspiracy, you have to have a criminal enterprise and you have to have.
You said that, right?
Co-conspirator.
Yeah, we said that, and I think that's the problem.
I think the jury might be hung up on the co-conspirators and the criminal enterprise.
Same thing. I think they're looking at this to say, hey, we find some predicate offenses happen, but this is not no enterprise. This is a man having his personal life, and in his personal life, he's done some things. Yes, if you guys charge him for arson, we're going to say he didn't do arson. But you guys didn't charge him for drug distribution by itself. You charge him within a criminal enterprise. We don't believe there's a criminal enterprise.
Every lawyer that I spoke to on the way here, I texted a bunch of lawyers, probably 5, and they all said the same thing.
That what?
This doesn't look good. For Diddy. Yes, they all said it does not look good for him that they came back this quickly and
did they give a prediction? Do they think it's possible for guilty verdicts?
I mean, no, they didn't go that far. They basically said most likely guilty on most of the charges, right? Most of the charges. So I don't know. That could mean 3 of 4. That could mean 2. Whatever. I didn't get into specifics.
It is a big problem if there's a sex trafficking. And I mean, we talked about this. It's like if there's a sex trafficking conviction, big problem because the mandatory minimum on that is 15. So if we're working at there's huge issues. Now there's no mandatory minimums on a prostitution. There's sentencing guidelines, and a max of 10, and usually around where no convictions. He has no prior convictions. They're looking at 15 to 22 months.
Well, this is where I mentioned yesterday that if they come back, and let's say they come back Thursday, right? And the judge is, they come back Thursday.
Thursday? Hold on. You guys want the verdict tomorrow?
No, yes, I do. But I'm saying, like, let's say tomorrow they come back and they say, we're still hung. We don't know what to do. And the judge issues the Allen charge and says, you need to go back and deliberate, whatever. And then Thursday they come around and they say, look, we are...
Hey, we give Uncle Plate. You need a plate?
We are still hung. I think at that point, the judge could confer with the defense and with the government and
give him some more napkins and everything.
She got him. Yeah, she got him over there.
Yeah.
And discuss a possible sentencing plea with the hung.
When do you guys eat? I'm sorry to. When do you guys eat? Because I'll be watching. First of all, you must never eat because you're usually. I feel like you kind of time it. You be like, they're about to take a break. You get out early. You're live already, right? You upload as you went live. By the way, they love you.
Thank you.
By the way, I got a shout out to Bird out. Listen, I know I was having I know when women they're a little bit like crass, but I was so proud of Belle from Canada. She was very, very complimentary. She loves you well today? She loves your blouse.
That's so nice.
Yeah. I had to tell her that's that Louis V right there. You know what I mean? That's that Louis V right there. But yeah. I'm glad with you so much.
Thank you so much. That was so nice. I'm an when it comes to lives. They're like read the super chats. I'm like, what the super? I mean, I knew kind of, but I was like, what do you do? I'm really sorry.
What's the super chat?
I don't know yet. It was really.
Three. I'm gonna send you 200 more.
No, don't send me. You did it.
No, you got. Hey, listen. I don't. You don't. Look forward to it. I'm
on my way.
Yeah. I'm saying for me, I think this was always going to be a landmark trial, for everybody, but also for me.
Historic.
But for you guys, I want to help you guys build up that I could tell even talking to you earlier, your art is going to consist of certain things that might not all the way be fully hip hop, but it's definitely going to be within covering criminal trials. And for those people, I always tell people, I'm like, I don't gatekeep my audience, because my audience might be like, because I got some people who they be like, I ain't gonna lie to you, like I'll introduce them to people. They be like, we love you still, but Unc over there, we gonna check him out a lot too. It's all good because here's the thing: everybody has 24 hours in a day. I always say, I'm always so confident about the content I make. I love introducing them to other people. These are friends. Like you're gonna see them come back on the platform. We're gonna collab a lot. So please go check out Lauren Collins.
Thank you. No, I just have 20.
Oh no, we up to 20. Don't worry. We got 20.
I have
yesterday.
9,160.
Okay. Chat.
Awesome.
We got to do this. You got 400?
19,462.
Yeah. I need to do this.
We need 338.
Before we get off of this live, hey, Mons, could you pin her YouTube channel at the top of this live? If we're on Kick, on Rumble, we're on YouTube. We need to get those. We need to get her 20K. Again, we're at an impasse when it comes to this entire trial. We appreciate both of these people. Also, I love about y'all. Y'all are appreciative. Y'all, it's a hope trial. We still have conversations in the sense of you don't know how it's gonna go.
Better
tomorrow. Hey, by the way, I'm told out there right now. Tomorrow, I hope the verdict comes down. But after verdict, do your lives or do your stories. Then you guys should pop in here again. Please. That's what I think.
I would love to. I'm so sick of.
It got to be.
I'm so sick of.
I'm gonna be there tomorrow.
I'm just so. I'm just. I thought I knew some of the I just can't get if they are really unanimously guilty on certain charges. I'm like, why did I see this juror, this one female, really seem to enjoy the defense? Maybe she just enjoyed the show. I don't know. So, but I really think that again, if they are stuck on the RICO charge, the judge will be like, it's fine. We'll just work out a sentencing plea type of thing, and then just be done with it.
Let me ask you a question. And this to me is highly unlikely. Mm-hmm. But I'm going off what Unc said when he first showed up to the trial. He said he was drowned by all the media perception of Puff. So I hear he's a megalomaniac. He's in this and third. If he's found guilty, you think he will look at all 8 of his counsel and say, that nigga's fucked it up for me? Or do you think he will say, oh, nah, it was the bad jury or the bad judge? How do you think he'll process that? Because, again, that is going to be a thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I had... Listen, I'm not
assuming here.
But I just mean, taking a step back, I'm a doctor. I would surmise at certain times that he is sitting there in court, and I don't think he believes truly that he ever did anything wrong. I think there is definitely something there, and I'm not talking about the Cassie assault, the violence. In terms of anything else, doesn't see himself as doing anything wrong, and I do.
What did he do wrong? What do you think he did wrong?
I mean, listen, no one's perfect, right?
No. What did he do wrong? What did he do wrong that you think he did wrong?
Well, he did a lot of laws.
What did he do wrong in this case? Did he do what?
The hotel video?
No. Lauren said that he think he did wrong. So we've been in weeks. You did wrong.
Let me finish. In terms of, I think he truly believes that he was targeted. And listen, I'm not. I can say right now with that a lot of people get away with what he has done. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not going to not say that other people don't transport their you know, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, like, you know, people do that. People, men.
Fly out game is wicked.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
sorry, and I'm not saying this is right, but like, how many times does a man say, if a girl says, "I don't want to," come on, that could be considered okay, I'll do. You know what I mean? Like that could be considered coercion. So and then again with the drug distribution, you know, a lot of that is. I don't know
the drug
the word
is.
Yeah. I don't know if the word is targeted, but do this stuff all the time, and it's not a federal crime. That does a lot of this does feel not. It doesn't feel like it should be a federal case. Said this, but
okay, and this is why by the way, I love our panel here. You know, maybe we have one more, but right here, I think we got it all. Because you bring a different. I actually told him this morning. I said, when we spoke yesterday and you mentioned how Cassie's testimony affected you, I think all of us had a different effect. I spoke to you about the effect of Cassie's testimony. You said once it got to cross, you saw a lot of holes through it and was whatever. For me, I saw, okay, this was a toxic relationship, but I was also thinking, where did it go too far? But you could also see where maybe, as much as I would look at to say, girl, you were also manipulative, you were controlling, you were also running your own plays. You could look at it where you're like, you get a 19-year-old girl, she doesn't know how to do field, you teach her this, you bring her into a certain life, and you could understand that coercive type of, element of it. And that's why we really appreciated, your input. What do you think, or just overall general thing? And by the way, we're just talking opinions here, right? Because again, we don't know when the verdict's going to come. When you think about this case, beyond the hotel video, what do you say Sean Combs fucked up here?
You mean in life?
No. In everything that's being mentioned, that you're like,
oh, I see.
And that you're like, you probably be accountable.
Okay, and this is also where I struggle. And I think I've said this before, because sometimes when I'm sitting there and I'm only, and I'm talking only the evidence that we've seen in court, only the witnesses in court, what they've put in front of us, I'm like, this is not really, and again, not talking about the Cassie video, this is not the most serious of offenses that he has committed, in my opinion. If you date back to, again, we talked about the 1999 New York or Club New York shooting, the freaking stampede, the basketball stampede, people died, the quad shooting. There's a lot of things that I think should have been looked into back in the day, and they weren't, and now here we are. So
I had hoped those things were involved. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, that's
and this thing, and I'm gonna say it in a very careful way, because I do know there is so many peers in the news that went quiet, and people that were around Puff that went quiet. Hey, I've been around a lot of rappers. Now, I'm not gonna say every rapper has their girl getting fucked by a sex worker, but I will say this: if you talk about their personal sex life and how many women they deal with, how they wheel and deal, how they sometimes try to deal with those personal relationships, 80% of hip hop should go to jail for sex trafficking.
So that is
if that's what we think it is, because a lot of these dudes, hey, I'm flying you out here. I'm flying out this other chick. Hey, y'all down with whatever? Yo, yes. I'm gonna buy you a bag. There's rappers that are currently in the game who are doing this consistently, and this is kind of common.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of people don't realize. You see that video of Diddy beaten, that jumps off the page.
Yeah.
But and if we look at some of the sexual behavior, I'm like, I know a couple of dudes who they'll fly 4 or 5 girls out and they're expecting this and third, and they might not pay someone, but they say back.
Well, that's my point. This stuff I'm hearing about in the court, this not Sloan to Holmes, like just said, this happens a lot. However, again, I know it's not provable. There's lots of reasonable doubt there, but many of these people who do that, they also don't attempt arson, I guess. And again, that's not proven. I know it's not proven, and I agree with that. The investigation was sloppy, but intellectually, we know who's responsible. But it doesn't matter. If you can't prove it in court, then who cares? It's not, then throw it out the window. So my whole point is, from what we've seen in the courtroom, I do think that the case talked about it, what we thought it was. I was like into this case, I was like, oh yeah, I have to drive. They're gonna talk about the thing. They're gonna.
Want to pass certification exam first time? At Exam Topics, we've got you covered. Looking for a tech role? Don't.
M.C.O.C's lawsuit came out. Like, nobody was looking at him like he's this bad guy. But then, when that came out, I think people felt sick. Like, oh well, you know, I went here with him and horrible. I mean, it's like this goes on. So,
Warren, and this is where I want to ask this question. And I'm not putting you in a spot. And by the way, it's also okay to just we could shift topics or even not even.
Now I'm excited. What is it?
No, because I don't want you to speak as if you feel like you have to represent all women, right?
Yeah.
But because you are a woman, I do want to defer you on certain things. And I said that to my chat earlier. I said, you know, I do like having Lauren give an opinion. I said yesterday, me and Unc, we kind of kicking it. I'm younger, he a little bit older. He's been through life a certain way. I've been through life. And I said, when it brought up some things, she made me think, but it wasn't even on some, like, she's super emotional, like, da-da-da. But it made me think about there is another angle that this could be evaluated on that won't be coming from the POV of maybe you or Unc. And that's why I think it's so important. So I guess what I'm saying is that you're watching all of this and how it's hitting for you as a woman. You know, did you know, like I asked my chat queens and they'll send in donations or whatever, and they'll give me mixed opinions. Like, now listen, I'm a woman. Listen, man, she know what she was doing. There's certain women, she doesn't need $10,000 a month. These whatever. Some of them will say, listen, and harping back to some of their trauma. They're like, hey, listen. Well, when a guy does, that's that coercive behavior. That's that control. That's that, you know, that. So it's not as much control as maybe you would say as a grown-ass woman, you leave. How did all this information hit you?
I don't want to go with the whole you can leave. I think that is like, I think that if we bring that up and it's like, come on guys, it's like you're asking, and I'm not saying the case for Jane, for Mia, whatever, but it's like you can't ask like a battered wife why she didn't leave her abusive husband and the next thing you know she's dead. You know, there are reasons, there are doctors to speak about this. I can't speak to everybody's individual experience, but what I can say is it's important to be inside the courtroom when you're listening to testimony or because reading one thing, but seeing the emotion from these people, it totally differently. So in my opinion, like I said, I was moved by Cassie, right? Was I moved by Mia?
How quickly?
Like not so much, you know?
I'm to cut you, but how quickly? Because when we read it, she became emotional quickly.
It wasn't just her, it was just everything that, I mean, yes, it was her and it was her words, but it was just her composure and the fact that she already got money. Right? She didn't necessarily have to do this. This is some human.
But she had to testify. She was
she wasn't forced. You can't.
Sidebar. She had to testify.
What do you mean?
She was subpoenaed. Cassie had to testify. Cassie just didn't volunteer. The government didn't testify.
Stand to be forced you to testify here today, and her answer is no. That's the whole thing. Like you don't.
All right, hold on.
I don't remember that part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me throw this into the.
I don't remember that
right?
part because the basis of the criminal case is coming from her civil case, right? So
yeah, nobody forced her though. I don't know about Jane because you mentioned.
So you're saying Cassie willingly?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
No.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. You, how about if the government, and I've always thought this, right? And I thought, that's why I thought Cassie was the source of the leak of the video. How if the government said, hey, listen, based on what you described, there is a way and an angle that you're the Ghislaine Maxwell.
I thought you had said they said that about Jane, because I may have missed that, but didn't you mention that about Jane, where they said you could be a co-conspirator or something like that, or like I don't even know.
And Cassie too, because
I would think Cassie, because
she
Cassie,
paid. It was
we've never heard Diddy
testimonies
pay
come
the
out.
guy. It was always Cassie, and Cassie called
she
them.
paid the
She searched Craig's for
the mail-in
big
containers.
dick black guys.
She was forced to test.
I think that if you
Don't
pull the transcript, you'll see the first or the last ones that they ask witnesses is number one, were you subpoenaed? That is, and number two, like some of the witnesses that.
Well, if she's in the indictment as victim one, she has to come and testify. Wasn't she victim one?
But you don't have to. She said, I don't want to.
Wait.
Guys,
So
nobody forced her to testify.
I disagree with that. 8,000%.
So it's in the idea of forced is how you're thinking. I'm not thinking that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that they approach her and they say, hey, listen,
Yes.
based on what we read on your civil suit, we're starting to investigate it. We're starting to find some things. Here's the thing, though. There's potentially a way, and by the way, this would never come out in trial. There's potentially a way that you and Diddy are both co-conspirators who recruited, prostitutes, flew them across state lines to indulge in this sex act called a free call. You were the one who made the payments. You were the one who solicited them. You were the one who did a lot of stuff, and your lawsuit basically gives you an out. We don't believe that, though. We think you're a victim. Here's the thing, and this is where it's kind of like a twist of an arm, not a full force. Hey, if we're down to give you immunity because we think you're too.
I mean, if that, and they could have approached her and said, would you be willing, if we open up a criminal investigation, would you be willing to testify, and would you be willing? All I know is, again, when these witnesses are questioned, they'll say, did you exercise, like, basically, witnesses that were subpoenaed, we know they're subpoenaed. Did they get immunity? We know they have immunity. Those are one of the first questions that they are asked. When it came to Cassie, it was very clear. Nobody forced you to testify.
Not necessarily.
Cassie was victim one in the indictment. She's got to come.
You guys,
And the feds ain't nice about it.
They're not.
Okay, please.
So
you sure?
It's like
that ain't how they getting down.
It's like what if you look at how authorities usually move. Okay, let's go to the bookkeeper. The bookkeeper is not going to say, hey, just because you send me a subpoena, I'm here to tell all. But if you say, hey, listen, I'll give another example. I'll give the perfect example.
I mean, I can look for the transcript right now.
No, but you wouldn't know. No, you wouldn't know.
But I'm saying just to show that she can't perjure herself and say that.
She's a victim in the indictment.
It's not forced.
She's in the indictment as a part of the RICO.
Wait, hold on. Lauren, just listen to me for a second.
Okay.
So, I've given this story up in the Tekashi 6ix9ine indictment. Me and Tekashi were friends. I was a media guy. Tekashi would send me videos. I would post that he was trying to go viral. Okay? The feds came to me at Complex, Times Square. They were downstairs. The security and HR said, why the hell is HSI downstairs for you? I said, I have no idea. They said, we could get you out the back door. I said, I have committed no crime. They said, we'll talk to them and see if they have an arrest warrant. If they do you want to speak to them, but we think you should get a lawyer. We could get you a lawyer. I'll shout a Complex for that. They said, we'll set up a room, and we think you should hear them out, but don't answer no questions. Okay, and I'm going to try to fast track this. They show up, and they basically say they want some things. So basically, Tekashi has sent me a video that was a video of a robbery. Okay? The video was posted to social media. I had the copy. There's the copy on his phone had it. But I posted it to me. They thought maybe he sent me another copy. They brought me down, and I got a lawyer. They brought me down there and said, hey, listen. And this is what I'm saying. No one forced me to do nothing. That's what I'm saying. It's strategy. They said, check this out. We want this. At first, I said, well, I'm in the media. I have some comfort on the sources that I have. I don't have to give you anything. Am I a witness or under investigation? Do you think I'm a suspect? They then say, well, there's an ongoing grand jury. We're going to put you in front of that grand jury. You're going to have to be testifying tonight. Once dangerous game Europe. You want to do that? You could play hardball with us, but we going hardball. That was a decision I had to make. The decision was you could play hardball with them, but they're telling you, they told me we have the video.
No, I
we
understand.
want the clear video and we want the original video. So here's the thing. I don't think they threatened Cassie. I don't think the feds threatened me, but they put you in a situation to say, we could make your life a little bit unhappy. It's like if it happens, if it happens at a club, they go to the club and say, you want your liquor license investigated. You're not going to give us a video of what happened? You want your liquor license investigated. It's not forcing you to give the video, but they compel you in a way where you have to. I think they had to. Even if Cassie was unwilling, we don't know if Cassie was unwilling. Maybe she was. According to the testimony, maybe she has love for Puff. But they compelled her, and he said, I'm going to do it. The easiest way to compel her, on face value in this case, you could be a co-conspirator.
If they wanted to try this again and it was a mistrial, let's say, they would need Cassie to testify in order to get this case tried again, and she would have the right to say no because she was never actually forced to do it. Is all I'm like.
True.
Yeah.
How could you? How could it? Listen. What's count number? Sex trafficking in Cassie is what?
2.
Count 2. What's in the sexual prostitution in Cassie, right?
3.
She is on the verdict sheet. She was victim number 1. She has to testify.
Gina was.
It's not like she could say like.
Said no because Gina was. Guys,
Gina
had the right.
Gina absconded. Gina absconded and just said, "I'm not coming."
We also don't want to bulldoze her. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're not. No. Wait,
Lauren, I want to ask
you. But we're not going to sit up here and say that she didn't have to.
I want to ask you this question.
She chose to do this.
So, in this indictment,
she did choose.
Okay, no. So in this indictment, according to your belief, remember the feds.
No way.
There was no victim that contacted a local police officer.
Yeah.
Or anyone that connected them to the feds. The feds saw this in the media and said, I think there's something here. By the way, if you go back to Jimmy Henson's case back in the day, they were investigating the possibility of Jimmy doing some stuff. So they were waiting for something like this. Okay.
Right.
So they went to Cassie. Do you think that as soon as they went to Cassie, Cassie said, I will gladly.
I have no idea.
No, we're speculating.
I literally have no idea how that went down. I don't even want to speculate about that because it's so complicated. All I'm saying is Gina was supposed to testify. Well, didn't her lawyer stop getting calls? She was supposed to. They're not forced to testify here. Like it's just not. It's not a thing.
What constitute as force?
Wrong, man. Wrong. Bad information.
Force is like we are going to arrest you if you know what I mean, or you're going to be part of. Like that's just
absolutely.
You don't think that they said to Cassie, if you are uncooperative, which by the way, put it like this, you don't think they went to KK and say, hey, we don't believe you had all the knowledge of some of the things that Diddy has done. You were doing your job as chief of staff. And by the way, I think this is why KK, if Diddy gets convicted, is probably going to get indicted.
Absolutely.
Because if she could have said, I'm a government witness, you get immunity, because they want Diddy. They're going to have you testify as a co-conspirator.
Unindicted co-conspirator.
Unindicted co-conspirator.
Unindicted co-conspirator.
It's almost like if you have a case, you want to charge a man with domestic violence, you can't move the case forward unless you have the quote unquote star witness, which would be that he beat. You know what I mean? They're not going to force that wife to testify. They're not going to say they're going to say, okay, well, if you don't, then he's going to continue to do what he does and get away with it.
Wrong.
Whatever. And
Wrong.
they're going to either drop the case or they're going to, you know what I
mean?
Or they have.
Let's see what's going on.
Wrong.
No. Well, again,
there's no way he is count to sex trafficking of Cassie Ventura. Count number 3, Mann Act transportation of Cassie Ventura. Cassie Ventura was in the arson, attempted arson.
But no one's saying that
she was in the video. He had to testify. She didn't have. She didn't say, "Oh yeah, she had already got a million."
Lauren, I'm with this. I don't think she was forced. I think the government. I think knowing how government enforcement work, ask me, you respond. Oh no, I'm good. I think they twist the arm of everyone. I think they twist the arm of everyone.
Of course, it's a really difficult thing. I mean, that's why I said it's really.
They twist their arm. You think
I've been in prison, man. How these people work? They're not giving you no choice.
They convinced.
It don't work that way.
They aided a decision with, where I.
Twist their arm, or you think completely voluntary?
I think we're missing the point. I don't think they were gonna. I don't think they said we are gonna arrest you if you do
Maybe
not.
We're gonna indict you.
We're gonna. I don't think that. I personally think that is what happened, and also they wouldn't be able to get up there and ask her that direct question.
Okay.
Did anyone force you to be here today?
Okay.
Did anyone force you to testify? No, they wouldn't be able to ask her that.
Okay,
she
Lauren,
would say, well, I didn't want to, but you guys threatened to indict me on
Lauren,
every count.
Let me ask you a question. Why do it? You money already. Why do it?
That is exactly my point, guys. It's up there, and she's reading through the most humiliating, disgusting, cringy text messages because what she feels like is justice. I'm not
and
saying
she says she loves him still.
You guys are misinterpreting like that I'm feeling this or I'm emotional. I am just spitting out the facts and the details.
Well, you're trying to speak for her. You're telling us that you're thinking for her.
I'm telling you what she said on the stand. That's all I'm saying. I am saying I'm literally regurgitating.
No, she did say that. You're right.
What she said on the stand, like all of these people, I can't tell you what is in her heart and why she testified. I can't. But what I can say, and again, if you want to just pull up the transcript, you can just settle this right here.
Hold on.
Right here and right now.
Lauren, could I make a point to you?
Please.
And by the way, I want to mention to everyone, we love Lauren. This is a obviously we're in the space of now opinions.
But this is not an opinion, I guess. Well, it's like what I'm trying to say. It's not an emotional opinion of any kind.
But it does lead into it because some of these things wouldn't be known. Like, for example.
But you want me to read minds of what I'm saying?
I'm
talking about what happened on the stand, what was said.
But we have to make an assumption. For example, when it comes to Jane Doe, right? And I know we're not talking about Cassie now, we're talking about Jane Doe. Did she say she was forced to testify?
I don't recall that specifically.
Okay.
So I can't argue that point. Yeah.
Okay. Was there a part of her testimony when they said to her, hey, but you're testifying against Puff, it seems surprised. Is that true?
Yes, but she did not. And guess what? Else, Cassie and Jane did not come in and have to get immunity. They, like the other witnesses did. So that wasn't a thing.
Wait.
They already got it because they're unindicted co-conspirators.
Well, that's the question I was going to ask. So because the assistants and the stylist, they all said, we intend to plead the fifth, and Judge Submaranian signed the immunity order for them.
Right.
But do you believe that Cassie and Jane testified?
Maybe they signed for.
Okay, but we got to use like common sense.
Sure.
You think Cassie, put like this, who charges we think are gonna stick are prostitution. Cassie called the prostitutes. Who think that lawyer Douglas Whitford, who got her $20 million from Diddy and 10 from Intercontinental Hotel, did not say we're not go admit we were paying people for basically prostitution without an immunity
they're
deal?
saying yes. I mean, sure, but they're again part of the whole case is they're saying that these women were coerced and forced to do this. But sure, yeah, of course, they should get an immunity deal if they have to sit there and say,
we're not denying that.
Illegal
The point
activity.
we're trying to say is that they may have gotten an immunity deal that was not mentioned in court.
I totally when that was a thing. Again, not meant when they're being questioned, and when you are a victim like this or whatever, it's just a known thing. Like you just don't, you're not forced.
By the way,
they don't have a case.
By the way, also, if we look at the federal rules of evidence, which by the way, to how both being for a lot, but by the way, they mentioned Jonathan. Nobody claimed in his that he had
forgot about that guy.
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
he got a settlement because he contracted a permanent STD from them. Okay, right? There was no conversations about sexual history or sexual health in terms of STDs. Right? That would be against the federal rule of evidence for sex victims. So let me this point. The point is that and again, I could be wrong. I should probably consult like an actual attorney. We should consult an actual attorney on a lot of things. But I don't think they could question the victims on that because every other person was questioned. It doesn't make sense they question every other person other than the victims. Do you have a immunity deal? There was no question to Jane Doe about an immunity deal. There was no question to Cassie. There was a question to Deontay Nash. There was a question to I think even Mia, right?
I don't remember specifically.
Maybe not Mia, but Mia
definitely. Brianna Bongelin got one.
There was everybody was an assistant. Hey, we need the immunity in court now. So I'm assuming, and it's just off of because again they kept referring to these rules, and I had to read up on them and really learn them. Hey, it's a federal rule. It's 2OB, and I'm like, okay, you get to real sexual history or STDs cannot be brought up. UTI was one of the only things you heard.
Right.
Like, if you think that it was doing all that fucking and there was only UTIs being passed, you ain't hear about no chlamydia, ain't one motherfucking, like, come on, right?
I mean, there was I think there was some text messages we saw during one of the summary witnesses where Cassie had said she wanted to be more careful and that she needed to go and get tested, but that is also like the closest we ever got.
She said sores on the tongue. I started thinking what STD that could be.
Yeah, that was, that she said was from the baby oil as well, and like touching. I know.
I asked my chat queens this morning, I said, have y'all ever did so much fellatio that there was sores on your tongue?
Look, I'm reading something. I looked this up. In a federal criminal case, victims are often required to testify, and they can be compelled to do so by a subpoena. If a victim refuses to testify after being subpoenaed, they could potentially face consequences like being held in contempt of court. However, there are some exceptions and considerations, particularly in cases involving vulnerable individuals like children or victims of domestic violence or sexual assault. Subpoena. A subpoena is a legal document. Consequences of refusal. Refusal to comply with a subpoena can lead to contempt of court charges, which may result in fines or even jail time. So,
we can read general laws, but that's totally.
Are you trying to dismiss?
I just feel like again, if they're on the stand asking her a direct question, she has to answer truthfully, or else that's perjury.
She's in the indictment. She's in the indictment.
I think Uncle's just trying to say
she's in the indictment.
Maybe not forced, but she's
the key witness. She's the star witness. She's got a
right. Like I mean, the whole trial, they denied Diddy's motion. They denied motion to push back because she was gonna have a child. It's not that they're like, oh, Gina could not show up
because she said, "Oh, I'm pregnant. I can't come." All right, don't worry about it. You pregnant? We don't need you.
They basically said we can't find Gina no more. We good. But it was clear they did cast.
She was.
I mean,
you wouldn't say forced, like something.
But then she would have to say yes, forced to be here today. Like that's That's what
She
I
don't have to say that because she's in the she's victim
Well,
number
if they
one.
ask her
Well,
on the
imagine
stand,
she's
you're-
forced because
She's
she's own self survival. If
Well,
you
Trav-
don't know this,
Guys.
you might.
like I'm just literally just regurgitating what was said on the stand and what she said, and
Okay, go ahead.
like, but that's literally, it's not any more complicated than that. She was directly asked, did anyone want you to be here? She answered no. I'm taking that. There was no objections to that from the defense, so I am taking that as her word, and I am taking that as
They
true.
should have asked about a deal, and a deal would be the force.
But then why wouldn't his
Let me ask you a question.
multi-million-dollar defense attorneys bring that up
Because the federal rule of evidence, you cannot when someone is listed as a victim, the way they treated Jane Doe, Mia, because Mia accused Diddy of sexual assault too, and the way they treated Cassie was very different than the
She
assistants.
cooperated.
There was every time there was objections, 209, objections to, and it was all about federal. You cannot have a potential sexual assault victim and just go completely crazy. Remember, they were trying to get into, I can't remember who, sexual history, and it was all bar. They could not do it. I can't remember who it was. They were trying to bring in someone's, because in sexual assault, her sex history doesn't matter. She could fuck 3 million niggas. It doesn't matter. You have to talk about her sexual history with that person or something pertinent.
I just think that when you start speculating on this stuff, it just gets really muddy and it gets a little bit dangerous.
She cooperated against Puff. She became an informant. She's a rat. And in order to save herself, she had to testify against Puff in order to save herself.
And you can definitely speculate on that.
That's
but I don't
no
think that-
speculation.
But I'm saying that we should.
I need to be friends with her.
Oh.
The women are loving loving you.
This is where I think it's just getting confused. Like, again, I have no emotional feeling, no emotional reaction to this. I am just not speculating like you guys are as to what happened behind closed doors.
Well,
I am telling you, you don't have to speculate, because I think that's where all of a sudden, that's where misinformation spreads. And that's, I think, part of the problem. We don't know what happened. Maybe Cassie will do a tell-all and tell us exactly what happened, exactly what went down. But for now, while this man's life is on the line and all of this is going on, we can only weigh what we.
The jury should not do the speculation, but we're kind of breaking this down.
I do feel like I want to be a credible source for people.
Yeah.
So I can't sit here like and confidently say, yeah, you're right, they twisted Cassie's arm because they told her.
She's a rat.
Yeah, I can't say that. And I also don't necessarily think that I 100% believe that either, because again, I've seen cases dropped when their star witness can't
I'm in between both of y'all because
she's a rat.
Okay, I do believe she cooperated because they probably compelled her. I don't believe she's a rat though, because here's the thing: in domestic violence or sexual cases, there is no rat, right? When
you take the stand,
like if you call it like if any, I think if a gangster dude calls the cops on his girl or girl calls, that's not a rat. That is a domestic violence situation in sexual assault cases. If you knew your friend R-worded a girl and you cooperated with the government, think you're a rat. If you believe he R-worded traffic her, those are things where it's just as a man.
Against Puff, period.
No, she did.
She cooperated against
that.
Jane. Everybody who got on the stand cooperated against him. Period.
Are you
D-Rock did not cooperate. His name is all in the case.
But D-Rock wasn't getting fucked.
Right, but he's a part of it. They have him a part of the enterprise.
Yeah, but
they have him a part of the conspiracy. KK's name is all throughout this child.
Has
Gina
no
didn't
reason
come
to think he's a victim. Cassie is stuck in between what we were doing consensual, or was I a victim, and how much has this man done for me? And yes, maybe even if you want to believe she got brainwashed into thinking, no, you're a victim, if she believes she's a victim, she's not ratting. It would be so, irresponsible to tell a woman like, yo, if you're speaking up against your abuser, you're a rat. Right?
She cooperated because she was a conspirator. She was the one that initiated the first freak off with Punisher.
No, he brought it up. She said she wanted to fulfill his fantasy.
Well, whatever the case may be, she reached out to him. She contacted him first. He came. She introduced herself. She was the first one she met. She paid him, right?
Okay.
She from that the government knows you participated in this conspiracy along with Sean Combs. We're gonna indict you unless you agree to testify against Sean Combs to say that you were trafficked or you were forced or coerced, and that's where it is. She did not voluntarily wake up and say, "Yeah, I got my 20 million chilling. I got 10 coming from Intercontinental, and you know what? I'm just gonna come down there pregnant in my third trimester and get on the stand and just be a part of this thing and embarrass myself in front of my husband." And embarrass myself in front of the world.
Why do you think?
No way, man.
And that is again why. And same, even Jane testified. Like HSI left a card on her doorstep and said, "Call us back." If she didn't, it's would something happen to her? Who knows? But she wasn't going to call them back for because she was still with Huff, and then.
Lauren, you're very naive. You're very naive to how this thing works.
I'm not naive.
The feds don't play like that. The feds do not. They are not nice. They don't ask permission.
You're missing the point.
I'm not missing no point. I'm listening to you.
I am trying to deliver accurate information as to what we've
right, but
seen
you're
go
implying,
on with this
you're
case.
implying something that
what we heard again
from somebody that's gone through it.
Nobody perjured themselves on the stand when it came to Cassie. That would have been called out by the defense. They would, and also, like...
The 17th floor balcony incident was perjury.
Yes, and they called that out. But we're not talking about
I think
that.
The disconnect here is that...
You can have feelings, but I'm talking facts.
No.
Your feelings might be correct, though.
I'm talking facts, too. I've been through it. I've been through it.
You guys,
I know how it goes.
You're talking facts as it pertains to what came out in trial. He believes he's talking facts as how the feds move.
Yes, he's talking in general. In general, this is an in general
thing. It's not really in general. The feds are gonna do what they want to do. Hold on. And I'm sorry to cut you off. The feds, as much as we're saying we're talking facts, the feds use the indictment or use the lawsuit of Rodney Jones to get a search warrant and never use him as a. So the feds ain't playing fair. So this idea that if the feds did it, it would come out in trial. No. They never mentioned Rodney Jones. They mentioned everything.
Maybe he wasn't a good witness for them.
But here's the thing: their entire. No, I agree with you. But their entire.
They don't have to mention him.
No. Okay, but you hear what I'm saying? Yeah. You ever heard of the idea of the fruit of the poisonous tree? So you got a search warrant, a federal search warrant, based upon someone who you didn't even deem credible to be a witness for you. That's the only reason why you were able to enter his house at Two Star Island and then the other house in Los Angeles. You got it because of salacious, maybe speculative or lies that was filed in a civil suit. You use this as probable cause.
I mean, right. And I think that anybody
I'm only making a point of the feds don't play fair.
But I guess what I'm saying is here, guys, yesterday you saw me on this channel say that I think many aspects of this case are ridiculous. So I'm not sitting here saying that the government is the end all be all. I've never said that. I've never thought this was this was a solid case here. And I said that specifically when it comes to their biggest piece of evidence being the baby oil. All I'm saying is you just can't, you can't put words in someone's mouth or put.
You have a soft spot for Cassie, and I completely understand.
100%.
And by the way, here's the thing.
For a girl that got beat up on a regular, I do have a bit of a soft spot for her. But this has.
By the way, you saying that, and this is why this broadcast is great. That this is what the jury is going to be battling with.
But listen. Has nothing to do with what she said. I wasn't forced to testify. That's nothing to do with it.
No, not necessarily forced, but you think that. Remember, so
I know the government has tricks. I'm not.
Listen. Saying that I was forced to give them info for the search warrant. No, he wasn't forced. He was probably compelled. Also, there's a financial incentive for him. Obviously not for Cassie because Cassie already got it. Go ahead.
United States Attorney's Office, District of New Jersey. Victims and witnesses, understanding your rights and the federal court system. Introduction. Victims of crime and other people who have knowledge about the commission of a crime are often required to testify at a trial or at other court proceedings. The federal criminal justice system cannot function without the participation of victims and witnesses. Complete cooperation and truthful testimony of all witnesses and victims are essential to the determination of the guilt or innocence of a person accused of committing a crime.
It's
Cassie don't
subpoena
show up.
force.
I think we're going in circles because
It's a
again,
subpoena
they wouldn't have a case without Cassie, and so this case would be weaker without Cassie. If Cassie was like, "Nah, I'm out," like Gina, this case would be weaker. If we had Gina, maybe it would be stronger. Who knows? I'm just
Cassie, there's no case.
Well, there you go. So
It's impossible. Cassie laid the groundwork.
Do you think she volunteered to come and testify?
No. I think she was compelled, and I think her
Mandatory.
And put it like this: the mere
Mandatory.
Fact, and by the way, again, I know.
guys, I'm not going to argue with you anymore because on
We're into
this
speculative land.
point, it is so far fetched at this point to sit here and think that she could not walk away from testifying, and you're saying that if she walked away, they would have arrested her and indicted her.
No.
No.
We're not going that far, but
you
it's
are,
about
and
compelling.
you have.
Wait, hold on.
You have.
Absolutely.
All right. See,
Hold
that's
on.
what I'm saying.
We're
I
not
don't-
going that far. I'm
so
not going that
I
far.
don't agree with that, and so we can just
Why do you
leave it at
think
that.
that Douglas Wigger
I
is
think.
in there? And by the way, I think he even addressed the judge at a point. Listen, he's in there because, number one, our client's in court, not because she got $20 million on her money counter broke, so she just got some free time to go to court. She's in there because she's compelled to be there, and her lawyer who got her the $20 million and got her 10 from Intercontinental, they're saying, hey, listen, don't perjure yourself because we got the bag already. Let's not fuck this up. Let's do what the government want to do. We could never get any criminal prosecution as opposed to anything. If we're talking about some of these acts in Trico, you don't think Cassie done passed out drugs? We heard Cassie is with more drugs than Diddy. Cassie was taking more drugs than Diddy. We heard Cassie paying all the prostitutes. Cassie was texting them, yo, I need this guy. I need this guy. Yo, I don't want him. I want him. Cassie seems like a co-conspirator in some sense, and I think that's the compelling. I'll concede to you that it's all voluntary. But if you don't think the government had any leverage over Cassie and they were like so nice to her, like, hey Cassie, I know you got $20 million and I know you're thumbing through the check. Do you want to come through to help us get this guy in jail? And she was like, of course. Let me pause my money counter.
I don't think it was as simple as that.
What do you think
I
it was?
don't pretend to know. I know that there was many meetings, and I'm sure Cassie thought about this for a very long time.
This was complex, by the way. They even brought up the fact, they said, hey, listen, during part of your testimony, your husband might have to leave because he might be an impeachment witness. Why do you think she was signed up to bring her husband to the courtroom, have her husband listen to all the things that you think her husband have to listen to? Yeah, when Diddy was piping you out, I was calling you.
She's going to voluntarily come and get that
And
information.
again,
I'm going
guys,
to volunteer this information.
Stop it. Stop
while
it.
I'm pregnant with your next kid.
Stop
I
it.
just want to let you know, when I was with you at first, I was still letting Diddy hit, and then you called me one night, but Diddy was hitting it so good I couldn't even answer the phone.
I mean,
Stop
guys, my emotions are out of this. Whether or not I have a soft spot for someone who got the crap kicked out of them has nothing to do.
We're not saying she's not a victim.
But and I'm not saying, I'm not even going there. Like, I'm not. So it's just like I have said I have been incredibly fair when covering this, and again, I have no issue saying when something is ridiculous, when I feel like this is just, this case is weak on many levels, but like I have to just stand firm on the fact that she wanted to walk away, she would have walked away, and they would have had a much weaker case.
Okay.
And she would not be in handcuffs right now.
Okay, so to not go in circles, I'll just ask this final question. Do you believe that when this trial started in about 7 or 8 weeks ago, if Cassie had changed her mind and said, I'm not coming, there would be no recourse and no repercussions from the United States government who has built and spent millions of dollars to pursue and prosecute one Puff Daddy, aka Sean.
They would have had to keep all the evidence that she gave, because keep in mind, she's the one that brought forth the laptops, the cell phones, all of this evidence. And if she said, I'm not going to testify, well, they'd have to move forward at that point without her testimony, and that's that.
I know they would move forward, but you think there's no recourse. It's just like, all right, she's not coming, fuck her.
I mean, again, like, I'm not, like, I can't predict the future, but I don't, what would, you're saying they would turn around and make a case against her and then all of a sudden add her to the indictment, or no, I don't think that.
I'm not going that far. I'm saying that it was part of an immunity deal or a proffer deal. They brought her in for a proffer session, right?
Maybe, I'm assuming, but again, I don't know in detail. The proffer
session is basically an agreement. Hey, listen, you're going to provide this information, and this information, we're not going to prosecute you. But you have to provide it, not only in our conversations. How many times, and Unc, you know this, how many times she met with the government?
Who?
Cassie.
I don't remember how many times she met.
But it was multiple times. And by the way, real quick, Jamie, Joe, thank you for the 10. He says, you guys, I love. Yes, he said love 3 times. I love this panel. The difference of opinions, the difference in thoughts, even when y'all are hearing the same things in court. Thanks for keeping it really real and bringing the truth. So appreciate that person.
And I love that too. I can't believe this I literally was quoting from a transcript. Cassie was asked if she had to be here or not, and her answer was no. I'm going off of that, and somehow this turned into like...
Wait, do you think she wasn't subpoenaed?
No, she helped them make the case. She gave them all the evidence. She was working with them from the start. I mean,
but you believe there was not even a subpoena for her.
I am not going to surmise.
But if we're going by that statement to say she didn't have to be here, a subpoena says you have to be here.
No, she wasn't subpoenaed.
Okay.
No, she gave all the evidence that she could, the laptops, the cell phones, whatever. And again, this is not my emotions. This is just
no. I don't think it is.
Facts from the trial.
I think you're going by what you heard in the trial. I understand what Unc is saying, because the feds have different ways to elicit or get what they want, and they're gonna.
And I agree with that. I agree that they have their strategies, and and I'm not sitting here saying that they were like, Cassie, you good? And she's like, yeah, I'm good. Let's do this. Like, I don't think it was like that at all. I just don't know what it was like. So I'm not going to pretend like I do know what it was like. You,
they twisted her arm and say, bring your ass up in here and bring your husband too. Like, that nigga could be in the front row hearing about how Diddy used to do you. You think she's a rat? You think all of them ratted on Puff?
She cooperated for the government, on behalf of the government, to get a conviction against Sean Combs. That's it. She had knowledge of the crimes. She participated in the crimes. And she received a deal that she wouldn't be prosecuted as long as she came to testify. Why would she come and volunteer to testify and be asked all about her sex life and have all of these explicit texts into her personal private bedroom life, so her kids can hear for the rest of their lives, and her husband is sitting in court knowing that she was continuing to have sex with Puff after the fact they got together? Who would volunteer for that, right? She had to testify to save herself, is what I believe.
Hey, by the way,
force.
Dream Master, thank you for the 10. He says, yo, listen, I'm going to keep it a beat with y'all. Cassie's husband made her do this. That was his plan. She damn near said she's still in love with Diddy on the stand. Do you believe that the husband, Alex Fine, and again, we're in speculative land now, Lauren. We are. Do you believe, what do you think his role is? Again, you're with this woman. Now, here's the thing. I do give him a lot of credit. There was people at first saying, oh my God, he's going to hear things that he's going to leave her. No, they've discussed these things. She probably has some trauma. They've probably got through it. He's probably heard all the stories. Everything he heard now was probably not the first time. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think he was definitely supportive. But do you think he was probably the battery behind her back for the lawsuit and maybe her taking a stand?
I have no idea this guy's personality. I have no idea anything about him. So I can't I can't answer that question without knowing what type of personality he has. I know me personally, if it was me.
Well, they're looking at like, the nigga was broke. Like, he
No,
broke.
but
He getting $200 a week to train people.
And
they're
she got
backing with the
money.
mother. He looking at her like, damn, you was a maid chick. You should have the Jaguar, the 5 apartments.
Wait, are you saying about the lawsuit itself or about
the whole thing? The whole thing. And also, let me tell you this. I said this early on my stream, like weeks ago. I said, as a man, when you know there's another guy that's been with your woman in a certain way, you ain't never gonna be happy until it's the same thing with 50 and Diddy. You ain't never gonna be happy until that man either locked up or not on this earth. The way that Diddy was having some of these chicks is like.
Well, I'm sure that he encouraged her with the lawsuit. As far
it's
as
the only way you can make it make sense.
I have no idea what he's like. I think that, like, my personal experience, if I was in that situation, my husband would probably be like, well, you want to do it, I'll support you. If you don't, I'll support you either way. But with the lawsuit, yeah, I'm sure he
it's like the boyfriend who says, you cheated on me, and she said, I didn't mean to do it. But I did do it. You fucked another guy, she said, I didn't mean to do it. So what you mean? He took it non-consensually, and she said, yeah, that's what I mean. That's what happens. That happened. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, that's what they say. That was the reason she testified that raped her.
The R word, right? Hey, you're now confronted about your infidelity. You say, no, I wasn't willing.
To your husband only, but you don't think that he's gonna.
But there was no further action on this. I mean, listen, and I only say that, and I say that out of personal experience. A chick one time when I confronted her, she said, I think that nigga took advantage of me. So I'm furious. Let's go to the police. Let me meet up with him. I'm ready to crash out, Unc. I'm ready to crash. She was capping like a motherfucker, man. She was capping. I found out later, yeah, she did get a little bit inebriated, but she know what she was doing. She'd been flirting with this guy for weeks on end. You know, she was being elusive to me. And when that happened, and she never expected me to find out, she couldn't take the accountability of, I did wrong. So she said,
I volunteered for this.
She said, I wasn't doing anything. And the thing that got me furious, she said, I don't know what happened. If something happened, I wasn't with it. And I said, so you mean to tell me this was non-consensual? I went almost so crazy, I almost took penitentiary chances. And I realized she told me the river. After that, I said, never again. We got to go to the cops. I'm not going to crash out. Now I'm in jail. You still with the dude. Right. You know what I mean?
Or another dude.
So, again, but I'm not saying that's Cassie.
Because I don't care what you say about Cassie. Yeah. Like, she's she is not my friend. She's
not. You love Cassie.
Literally, again, I am not taking any type of emotional stance. I just, yeah. Anyway.
You guys have different views on Cassie's statement. Did you guys not feel anything with Jane Doe?
She cooperated too.
No, I get that, but
I felt not.
You felt she was a hoe. Be honest.
No, I'm not gonna. I felt like if, let's say, Diddy gets up out of this courtroom, walks away a free man, I feel like she'll be waiting for him at the door.
You think that she'll still fuck with him? If he say, yo.
Yes. Did you see? I mean.
Oh,
of course.
Yes,
absolutely,
I do.
100%.
Jane Doe?
Or 100%. I think that, again.
If he's with it.
If Jay-Z approached her in 2022 and she's with Diddy and he says, hey, come be, I'll take it. I think that she would have left.
She's a hoe.
I'm not going to say that. I just think that she had 100%. Something about her that seemed like she didn't really want to work.
Lauren, is she a hoe or not? Lauren, you gotta be honest.
Lauren don't say it.
Sean knows I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say anything.
Lauren ain't gonna say
she's a mother. I respect that she's a mother.
A mother could be a hoe.
But you know what kills me? Yeah. Sorry. And now I'll be very honest. Yeah. Couple things. When she's like, our first date was, he took me to the Faena Hotel and it lasted 5 nights. I was like, I need permission, like 3 days in advance to go to dinner for 2 hours. Sorry. Yeah. I'm joking. Like, it is not, a mother cannot just pick up and leave on a date that's supposed to be for, 2 to 3 hours, come back 5 days later.
Yeah.
Like,
the rumor was...
when I was like, wait.
The gossip is that the child's grandparents.
Yes,
He spends most of the time
with the father's mom or
with the mother's grandparents.
Yeah.
Oh,
they take care of him mostly more than she does. That's
so
the
Diddy
rumor.
was never around the child, really.
Huh?
Diddy wasn't around the child as much. He was freaking off with the woman.
Yeah.
But the kid was around the grandparents, but that's her mother and father.
I mean, I just did not.
That was the rumor
I did
around the
not
corner.
like how she was. Not that I didn't like it, but I'm like, that's not really real life. You can't just pick up for 5 days and leave. And then when she said, the next month she goes on a 9-day vacation with him to Bahamas and Turks.
It was
I'm
15
like,
days. It was
yeah,
9
it
days
was
in
yes,
9 days in Turks,
6.
15 in Bahamas, 6 in the Bahamas.
Again, I went
In a row.
I went away for this trial for 4 days in December, and my world almost collapsed because of how much work I had to prep for my children. I just am like, that's not real life to me.
Or you're not into the whole life. The whole life you say fuck the kids. That's what happened. She's a hoe. You realize that she's a hoe.
I can say it. I'm not saying anything. But you know how I felt. Like
Were you judging her? Be honest.
I respect that she's. I try not to judge other mothers, but with that being said,
she
leaving your kid to go
chase some dick in Turks and Bahamas.
Not a great look, guys. Not a great look to me, and not a great look for the jury, I'm sure.
Hey, by the way, Dreamlit Beats, I don't know how he sent this, but he said, I'm a blind guy here from the UK. He says, I love hearing your voices. I hope you keep doing lives after the trial. Shout out to my boy Dreamlit Beats. He's a frequent.
Shout out to Dreamlit Beats in the UK.
And by the way, I was listening to you guys on the way here, and when you were talking about your son who was 18 months old and said, I love you, Daddy, and you're like, why? I almost cried when you're like, because I hate myself right now. I was like, oh my gosh. And that is just like, that is such an honest thing to say, and it's such like it made me so sad, but it also kind of made me happy in a way, because your kids always love you unconditionally, no matter what. So no matter what Jane did, no matter how much she wasn't around, her son will always love her. I mean, speaking
about kids then, right?
You got kids, eh?
I don't got none yet, man.
How old are you?
Shit, I'm 34, man. Yo, Buster,
you a baby, man.
Yo, Buster confronted me about that, man.
Who did?
Buster Miles. He said, man, because he saw me on Father's Day. He said, you don't got no kids yet?
You a baby, man. You got plenty of time. I didn't have Sean until I was 42.
Really? Hey, so, all right, let me ask you this question. Speaking about kids, we're watching Puff's kids show up. I was watching the body language of Christian, and I really think that's his twin. And
totally.
His body language was like, especially this last 2 days after closing, it's like I'm wondering if he's like, man, y'all about to take. He's a spitting image of him.
Yes, he is.
He still does the same dances from the era that Diddy was popping in.
Yeah.
Diddy also sent him a note. You have to carry on the legacy. Don't be distracted. Diddy looks at him very different. When it comes to children, right? When it comes to children, he also has a very young child. How do you think that's weighing on them? How much do you think maybe he has? Again, I'm not saying that he's guilty, but maybe some regret saying, I spent a lot of time chasing these honeys, all these women. But now my kids, we hear about a 19-year-old. Did I show you? No, I showed the stream earlier. We found a 19-year-old that he supposedly was with. She had wished him a happy birthday like the year before, and they had a picture together. None of those women are there. Only the baby mamas, the mother of his child, and his children. What do you think they're feeling and he's feeling?
Puffy is TMZ is already reporting. Who's the white dude on TMZ? Levine?
Levin, yeah.
Levin.
Yeah.
He's already reporting that he was found guilty on the 4 charges, right?
Really? Is he?
Yeah. So Puffy is he's devastation is an understatement, man.
I don't think he's gonna sleep well tonight.
If
sure.
If he knows that they came back guilty, and that they're, he's hurt, man.
I mean, Harvey Levin, he shouldn't. I'm sure he's assuming, right, that it's going to be all guilty at this point.
On your phone. I just
I'm gonna be honest. If he's saying that, knowing his reputation, he probably has some source that knows one of the jurors. And as much as they say don't speak to no one, they done texted someone, yo, we done agreed. If Harvey's saying it, his reputation. You gotta remember, TMZ is still the outlet that reported, even though they didn't correctly report that Lil Wayne died. They reported first Michael Jackson died, that Prince died.
Oh, yeah.
They do have a, and one thing I know, because you know I'm in the media business. They pay law enforcement sources, they pay federal sources, they'll pay the people CNN won't pay. They'll get to it. And if he's saying that and he says he got it from a source, I'm believing Harvey Levin. I'm believing.
Pull it up.
I don't. I mean, I'm looking. I don't know what. Can you just send it to me? Text it to me.
Yeah, he's you know.
I mean, and also keep in mind, like they are gonna appeal the crap out of this. If you call for 3 mistrials, and yeah, they are so ready. They are finger on the button right now.
So wait, the rumor was that Harvey Levin is saying that there's a guilty on all 4?
I don't know. That's why I want to see, and we can read it. Let's see.
If that's the case, we gotta put Diddy on suicide watch. It's no way. It might be Aaron Hernandez.
Wait, that's actually a really good point. They should watch him.
The jury has reached unanimous decisions on 4 of the 5 counts. The problem is that 5th count means that we don't get to find out what the verdicts are on the other 4 because they are hung up on racketeering, which is what we talked about for days now, that racketeering from the get-go has been the problematic count. It is a very complicated charge. And a lot of people saying it's square peg, round hole. No, there are multiple jurors on both sides. It's not just one holdout that on racketeering they are stuck. But have reached a decision on sex trafficking as it results with Cassie. They've reached a decision on the interstate transportation of a sex worker as to Cassie. They have reached a decision unanimous on sex trafficking to Jane, and they have reached a decision on the Mann Act as to Jane. So, what does this mean? What's confusing is all things said are also included in the racketeering count. So we don't know what the vote is. It's hard to read what they possibly came up with. Let me read between the lines on what you're saying. Because with Charles, I think it's just a valid point that you need to find 2 crimes in order to apply the RICO statute, the racketeering statute. If they found Diddy guilty on the Mann Act, which is the most likely as to both Jane and Cassie, those are 2 illegal counts. And therefore, we think they'd have enough. So what I'm saying to you is, and I said to you all along, which is Diddy really the racketeer that people are used to hearing? And so you think that perhaps there's a juror or...
Yeah, no. I think we didn't get a definitive...
He didn't. I was wrong when I said that.
Who are confused about the racketeering. Like, how can this be racketeering if it's just Diddy doing? And the reason I say that is we know early on there was one juror, remember, where the jury said he's not following the law. Juror 25. And I said to you, I think this is a racketeering charge. That it just, that's the one they were hung up. So we don't know as to the other 4 whether Diddy has been found guilty or not guilty, but there's a hint that with Cassie,
I think
we don't know. Yeah, I was wrong on that.
No, but I mean, like most lawyers are assuming that they're guilty on Cassie. I mean,
guilty on
that
Jane as well.
And well, no, they haven't got. And then just get. They're leaning towards. They're saying, "Oh, not for Diddy," because it of those things, they would just say no to racketeering type of thing. But again, I think they're hung up on the co-conspirator aspect and the criminal enterprise, like we discussed. But
can I ask y'all a question? And this is going to be a speculative question, and we're going to use pseudonyms for this. But the individual that you believe they considered Bear, who may have showed up to court, if Diddy does get found guilty, do you think that his criminal exposure is now front and center? Because if they've deemed this behavior from another one of his peers as illegal, as sex trafficking, as racketeering, when there's a whole conglomerate in a company facilitating it, do you think he should probably either seize the behavior or look to try to prevent what might be inevitably going to happen to Diddy?
I think every Major League Baseball player, every NHL hockey player, NFL football player, NBA player, every actor, actress, entertainer, musician, rapper is going to rethink their whole modus operandi. Already started basis case because, like Lauren was saying before, and you were saying, I was saying before, you know, he's not isolated in doing what he's being indicted for, right? He just got targeted and he's in the hot seat. But you got to be careful what you do, man. Because flying, you said it before, been flying girls out all, that's what they do. Get a tall stack of dollars and fly a girl out. Can't do that no more, man.
And I agree with that. And I will say that if I were a juror, I would probably go for nullification on some of this stuff because I this before. Do some of these crimes, did they meet the charges here? Yes, on paper they do. But if I am a juror, I would have a really, really hard time putting him away for 15 years for sex trafficking Cassie. If it's do you know what I'm saying? I don't think that that's right. I don't. If we're going to just talk about like this individually, nothing about what he's done with his life, nothing about anything in the past. I mean, do you think that he should be put away for 15 years for offering somebody an MDMA pill? No, I don't think so. I really don't. So
of course not. But
right.
I'll tell you,
but that's where we are right now, and that's where I think it's upsetting. Obviously, to you, you're very passionate about this now because you see what's going on, and so I get it. And I think that the other part of this is where people are like, well, he deserves it. He did X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. Okay, you can think of it that way, but also, what if this was you? And what if you are on trial for, crimes that some consider minor, some consider things that people do all the time, but it's federal, and you're facing life.
People have started to change. Let me tell you this. Going back to that conversation as you asked me if I had a child, right? And I mentioned Busta Rhymes. So I was in Atlantic City, when was it? Probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I went to go see my favorite artist. I was wearing on the shirt yesterday, Vybz Kartel. I was born in Jamaica, actually. And when I went to see him, went backstage. And I'm backstage. I'm about to do a little Twitch live or whatever, live with him. And Busta Rhymes comes in. And that's when we had the conversation, but it was when he was leaving. But when he comes in, he's about to walk into the green room where Vybz Kartel is at. There's a woman who jumps on him and said, Busta! And she loves him. And I've never seen this reaction before. He steps back and he stops her and he says to her, please don't hug me. We're in 2025. There's all type of cases and all type of stuff. He literally said that. This is about 30 people surrounding. He says, I want to make sure everything is consensual. I love you and I respect you, but let's not do that.
Yeah, 100%.
And crazy.
That what would normally be a normal reaction and interact became a little awkward for him. But I think every male there was like,
I understand. I understand.
And that's the change. That's the change. I think whatever that happens with this verdict is going to have ripple effects. I'm going to be honest with you. If Puff walks, trust, the freak off's right all the time. I ain't going to lie to you. It's going to be at all the time. If Puff gets convicted, you're going to see a lot of people who may have been more liberal with people, maybe they didn't know, or maybe just like flying out people or whatever, they're gonna start holding close to the chest because they
Major
realize
implications, man.
you could be close to being in a situation like this.
And lose your whole platform.
Yeah, and that's where I had said it. The government is they're treading like really dangerous waters here because it does sound completely ridiculous right now that a drug distribution charge a federal crime can be as simple as offering you an edible or me offering you whatever, and then all of a sudden
a puff of weed,
or I mean, it's just, or again, like you said, like many people do, transporting somebody that you may or may not pay for time or sex across state lines. Those are 2 racketeering charges right there.
For dinner,
right?
He coerced me.
So yes, if you're using common sense here, that sounds ridiculous. And if you're using common sense where, yeah, baby oil was at the center of this case, that sounds ridiculous. Even I talked to someone in the NYPD who was like, it's crazy that baby oil affected interstate commerce. He even said that, like, this is insane. I didn't even know that was a thing. But guess what? It's the law. And here we are. So it's like, I think there are just so many ways to look at this case, and it's so complicated. And I see why people are so passionate about it, from many different angles.
Uncle, I want to ask you this question.
Talk to me, baby.
You're a little bit older, and so back when Cosby got charged, I was told by some people in the industry, and I don't know too many people in the industry, but they said, listen, the conduct you see in Cosby being accused of, it wasn't isolated to him. His thing was he would invite over a girl, she might have been an actor or whatever, this and third. He would throw some quaaludes or whatever. I guess I don't even know what a quaalude is or whatever. But he would throw some whatever, and it wasn't some hidden stuff. That was the spice of the time. Spanish fly, whatever it was. Yeah, even had a joke about Spanish fly. When he got prosecuted, some people told me, they said, this was low-key a part of some of what the celebrity culture was, but he's the one who's going to go down for it. Everybody else going to fall back, do some other shit. They're moving different now. Going to the Puff thing. Puff was probably one of the most egregious people in maybe partying and sex parties? Probably. But I hear from some people who either were in the late 90s or whatever, early 2000s, there's other people that I hear the same behavior. I don't know nothing, but this isn't isolated. But what happens when all these movements happen, whether it's a Me Too or whatever, they need one sacrificial lamb, and Puff is the sacrificial lamb for this one. Do you believe that is a possibility, or do you believe it's just completely targeted at Puff? Because I've heard that, hey, remember, we all thought, when I first heard of a freak off, I said, what? It took until we got to Jane. Remember, we were casting. It took until we got to Jane. We heard, what? There's another person who does a freak off too? I said, me and I hate to name drop, me and Cardi B was talking about this case. She actually said, what's your opinion? I said, Cardi B, I thought I was in this industry until recently. I never knew none of this shit was happening. And she said, some of this shit I never knew either.
Wow.
And the idea was, again, when we heard Puff with these parties, we thought he's this menace, a one-of-one. Nobody does this. He's doing some shit that nobody does.
That's the way they framed it.
They snuck it in and said, there's another prominent rapper doing it too. And I said, wait, hold on now. Now, if you're telling me that, and you're criminalizing this conduct, you must be looking at him to get him next. Because you've criminalized this. Then I start secretly hearing, well, so and so does this, and so does this, and I said, oh, so I'm gonna keep this opinion of I think Diddy is a sacrificial lamb for this behavior, but when, or let me not say when, because I'm not hoping, if Diddy gets convicted, everybody abandons ship and they switch up, and no one else gets pursued. It takes one person got to go down. If you think Cosby was the only nigga doing that, they ain't never go after nobody else like Cosby.
You know, with Cosby, man, after watching what went on with this Diddy case 4 or 5 months ago, like we spoke earlier, how we were all, at least I was influenced. The media said, I mean, don't we have to go back now and everything they said about Bill Cosby as far
But it was
as
the
what
same
those
thing.
facts was
It was a media story.
right, but isn't it subject to review now? Now that we know that, mainstream media report shit that don't really happen.
Well, it depends on where
So-
you fall on it, because there's some people who would say,
This is
no,
40
it's
years ago.
about time.
Right, but this was in the 70s they were saying he did
True.
this. I don't know. Puff is in a bad spot, man. I feel sorry for the brother, man. I do.
Do we believe that like, again, and I hate to, and I know my chat, they're like, yo,
If he was guilty, if it was conclusive evidence, not hearsay, perjury, testifying under immunity, testifying of compelled testimony, with undergirded by $10 million lawsuits, perjury on the stand, lies, and they had him dead to right on concrete evidence, then I wouldn't feel sorry for him. But for what I saw for 7 weeks, it was horrible, man. What the evidence that came out.
And look, by the way, there's still a chance that everybody is wrong with their speculation that they're guilty. Like, let's, I know that I don't want to sound like it's like wishful thinking here, but like there is a chance that maybe they did find him not guilty of sex trafficking, right? Or like just the 2-man act ones, and they're like, nope, sex trafficking, not guilty.
But wouldn't you think that if he was not guilty on all 4, they would be like, definitely on 1 he's not guilty?
Well,
right, but it could be bribery and distribution, right?
Sure, yeah, or kidnapping. And
well,
again,
but we sat through the evidence. Those shit were weak. Arson, weak as fuck. Kidnapping is like, really? So if you hop in my car, I'm not putting a gun to you nor nothing. You claim you want to prove your loyalty.
And
you go do this thing. You go home every day. Those are so weak.
Yeah.
And I hate to bring this up.
Capricorn was weak. I agree.
Lauren, do you know what the sentencing guidelines is on the trafficking and the Mann Act and all that?
Well, the Mann Act he could get as little as 2 years, and then it could be time served also.
What about the trafficking?
The trafficking, it's maximum or minimum is 15 years.
Minimum is 15.
Yeah,
15
it's
to life.
Crazy.
Yeah. 15 to life.
And racketeering is something like, I think it's, what is that, 20 years or something, or is that 50? I mean, I have to look that up.
It's 50. So remember, it's 2 predicate offenses.
Yeah.
And the 2 predicate offenses is minimum 15. It's 15 to life.
Right, 15 to life. Okay.
15 to life. I think the sex trafficking, depending on how serious it is, it's also life. But both of those characters.
20 years in prison for racketeering.
That's crazy.
So
well, it's more than 20. No, it's 15 minimum. But here's the thing: murder is a predicate offense. If you get convicted of murder under racketeering, you're not getting out.
Right. But I mean, think about it. This guy's 54 years old.
56.
This is a life sentence if he's convicted of.
Well,
even 15 years is a life. Let's say. I mean,
I hate going down this path, but
he's 70.
Exactly.
I remember, and again, my audience is about to say, "Yo, you love talking about Jamaican shit." Vybz Kartel. I followed that keenly, and he got convicted. Obviously, he was freed later on appeal, but he got convicted of murder. And when they read the murder verdict and they read the sentence, they gave him 35 to life. He never shed a tear. And I was saying, and I trust me, I love him more than any other artist. And I always said, how? They just took your life away from you. I remember he came out of the courtroom and he had a quick thing before he got in the van to go back to the jail. And he threw up a sign to his supporters and he was holding face. And I said, how? Do you think Diddy gets emotional if they say you are guilty of sex trafficking, either victim or RICO, because we do know all those carry a 15 years. You think Diddy breaks down because we haven't seen Diddy emotional, right?
He's doing that now. I've been doing for the last 8 months.
What do you mean emotional? What
He's broke down. He's cried.
Not in court.
No, not in court. He's cried in the cell and by himself. He's already done. Now he's just going information for relief. Whatever the system is going to be, it's going to be a relief. I remember walking out of court and they gave me my 18 months. And like I say, I had been in depression for like 3.5 years, and it was what was so fucked up about my thing. It was just like not knowing, am I going to prison? Are they going to give me probation? Are they going to give me home confinement? Who's going to watch after my son? Are they going to take care of him? So when I went to court and they said, Sean, you got 18 months, you got 60 days to get your affairs together. And me and my son walked out of court, I felt a huge relief.
Because the whole process is also punishment. And I think that's, yeah.
I knew it was no more unknown.
Right.
So,
right.
What you think? Or you think he's going to break down in court?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. And I mean, it's interesting too because watching Janice Combs,
he's got to be strong for his family.
Yeah,
too,
she hasn't really reacted at all. His mother. I mean,
really?
No, I've seen no reactions.
My mom out of court. My mama's in court. Oh my God, it's gonna be a spectacle.
It's going down.
She's Jamaican. Don't be like, oh my God, that's she's dating and she doing everything. Oh hell no, my mama is. She do the most.
What do you think about it? What do you think about it from Trump?
I mean,
this week.
I feel like
the
fact that Trump didn't know, I mean, that was surprising enough. I actually, hear me out, as many people believe that Trump was the victim of a targeted investigation.
100%.
Trump would be the one to have compassion for someone who comes to him. I'm not talking about R. Kelly, right? It was targeted. I'm talking about this case in particular because I think that, again, depending on which legal expert you ask, it does seem in some aspects
his
that
advisors won't tell him to touch. I even heard Taco Pina talk about this. His advisors are going to say, if he gets convicted on a sex charge, don't touch it. If he gets convicted on RICO and there's no sex charge,
touch it. That's funny.
No, it's real. Because, again, you don't want to be the guy who said, this man was convicted of sex trafficking.
Right.
And I brought him out of jail. But if he's convicted on RICO for drug distribution, he's out.
But it's sex trafficking of girlfriend.
And also Trump does a flying F. Let's just put it that way. So Trump is
if he's going to do that, he's going to do it last day of his term. But I think if it's convicted, let's say all four, I think the prostitution charge, he'll commute. He won't pardon it. He'll commute. Sex trafficking, he's not pardoning or commuting. Just, you got to think politically, like, what Trump has established politically is like an establishment. This MAGA shit is like, it's going to last beyond him, and I don't know who's going to pick it up, but they're not going to tie themselves to, we're going to get you out. If you're a murderer, if you, like, again, it has to be something where people could be like, okay, maybe you got overcharged, you got over-sentenced, but sex charges are hard. If the RICO and they come back and they said, drug distribution, and we got you for witness tampering.
Yeah, definitely.
He's out, he'd be out there and they're going to say, fuck that voter die shit you had going on in 2008 with Obama. We need you to do a speech. He's going to be doing a speech with Trump. Oh, it's going to be good. Trust.
I think he's going to get Puff out either way. Puff is,
think so?
Yeah. Puff always stayed in his hotels.
Oh, that's such a good. Oh wait, I just forgot about that. That's his favorite hotel, the Trump Hotel.
That was
the last day.
That was all throughout the trial.
The last day though, you can't do it now. What I'm saying is that if it's the other shit, he's out next week, and Trump is gonna say, Trump gonna make it about him.
Oh yeah.
The corrupt, the last administration did a corrupt, targeted prosecution of this guy. He should have never got convicted. They should have never brought the case. And I didn't think it was fair. They did it to me too.
Absolutely.
Right?
They did the same thing.
Where my
without the sex charge.
They accused Trump of having sex with, and raping that woman in the Bergman Gurdorf
Yeah.
in the dressing room and the main entrance door, and they said that he took it.
Didn't he get some money? He got some money from that because
She did.
He got money.
She got like $1 billion.
Something crazy. I don't remember the settlement, but it was pretty big.
And he said it was all a lie. He's gone through the exact same
I thought
thing.
he had sued an outlet for saying he was convicted of.
Oh no, there was. You're right. There was something about that. You're right, but I can't remember.
That was a civil suit she
Yeah,
sued
it was
for.
something. But she was awarded a lot of money.
Yeah, she got money.
Yeah, she was awarded a lot for.
Like $5 million, and then she sued again and got some
And
more.
also, Puff should be looking at Kathy Hochul because this all started with Kathy Hochul's it was like the look back, the victim look back. Do you remember that she gave? And that's when like Eric Adams, there was like there was a charge or something filed against him. It was Andrew Cuomo, obviously. Yeah, so this all started when Kathy Hochul did that look back act.
This is why I realize you're super political and you're like way out of my league. You ever heard of my man Myron Gaines? I don't know if you know.
I saw him at the house. Yeah, he was at the Diddy trial.
Are you cool with him?
He's fine.
I would love to have
the
y'all.
black dude, dark suit with the beard.
Well, there's a lot of black dudes. Yeah.
Only good with the great.
Sorry.
Oh, really?
Gray beard.
I don't know if he has a
Claudia?
gray beard.
Sorry, do you mind charging my phone? It's gonna die. And
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to ask you that. Thank you.
So,
Thank you so much.
Again,
Gosh.
we're gonna see how all this goes. A pardon is.
Thank you so much.
Hold on. First of all, here's the thing.
I'm fine.
Trump opening himself up to possibly pardon.
He spoke on it.
This is why if it's a hung jury, and I gotta imagine if all things is bad, let's say they're saying, they got this motherfucker on 4 guilty charges, but they're hung on the RICO. We need somehow for this to be forced where they have to. This is a hung jury, and we can't do this because this is a major charge. And if this is a hung jury mistrial, Trump will not have his DOJ pursue this again. You gotta remember the DOJ is gonna have to co-sign the U.S. attorney to pursue charges again. Remember, Damon Williams.
Trump would never
not
touch
do that.
this again.
So let me ask y'all a question. So this could still end up in a hung jury?
Yes.
How?
Well,
no, not the entire. Like he would still, if they were.
Well, it depends, right? So,
no, if they're unanimous on charges, he will get sentenced for those charges.
Well, all right. Well,
yeah.
Okay, so you help me understand this. So if they do the Allen charge where they're requiring.
No, I'm saying like let's take Rico out of this, right?
Yeah.
If
they hang up on Rico, but he's going to be sentenced on the other 4.
Yes, and I was saying
before. Lauren, here's the thing, though. If I'm Diddy's lawyers, I'm gonna make it that y'all have to come back with something, and I'm gonna posture if it's you either come back with all or we're in a mistrial.
I don't think no. That would that actually it's funny you mentioned that. If you follow the Karen Reed trial,
okay,
all it he was murder, manslaughter of a fatal accident, whatever. The judge did on the verdict sheet. She didn't so clear to the jurors that they came back saying that they were hung. They did not realize that they weren't hung because they were unanimous on not guilty for second-degree murder and not guilty on leaving the scene. They were hung on manslaughter, but the judge mistrial because she's not a good judge. Because she's not a good judge. This judge, however, he crosses his teeth. I mean, they went to the Supreme Court and tried to appeal that, and they lost Karen Reed's team because her team did not object and say, well, wait, are they hung on everything or only on one charge? They were just kind of, sometimes a mistrial is a win for the defense.
Well, here's the thing, though. At least in that case, they were not guilty on both of them. Imagine if Diddy...
But this came out well after the fact. I'm saying they came forward and they're like, well, I guess we're hung because they didn't get proper charges or instructions to them.
But think about it. What do you think Diddy's team is thinking now? He looks stressed. They got to be believing, Diddy, they got you on at least one of the sex charges, which is you're fucked. So now maybe they're playing the angle of we need a mistrial.
Yeah, the government would never go for that.
The government would say, well,
we have unanimous verdicts on all 4 counts, and the judge wouldn't go for that either. That would never happen. But again, what I do think could possibly happen, and I don't know, but if they come back and they're issued an Allen charge and they still can't decide, and it's July 10th at this point. I'm just making this up. I think that obviously yes, a hung jury on the RICO charge makes sense, and they'll work it out with the sentencing. We'll take a sentencing plea. We won't retry this if the defense agrees to X, Y, Z. I don't know. I'm not sure, but that could happen. So.
Hey, by the way, BX 241st, thank you for the $2. He said, "Yo, thanks academics for having Sean G on your show."
Sidebar.
Yo, you got some people who fuck with you in here.
Sidebar.
Hey, yo, listen. I'm looking at the chat right now. If you rock with my man Sean G, man, he's been doing an amazing job. I need everybody to spam sidebar in the goddamn chat. I need everybody to say sidebar.
Sidebar.
We need all sidebars in
Love
the chat.
letter. What's up, love letter?
Keep that up, by the way, in all your videos from now on. Like, just keep after this trial.
You said sidebar. Sidebar.
Yeah, you have
I'm trying to tell them.
OGA.
We got to do the sidebar merch. That's a fact.
That's a good idea.
Diego Santiago. What up, Jose Cuervo?
Oh, my God.
Wow, they going crazy in there. Michael Phelps, what up? Ah, look at them. They going crazy.
Oh, you don't turn into a whole celebrity now, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I'm watching you doing your live now, and like people constantly interrupt. How's that for you? How's that change?
What's that?
Like, how's that change when like now it's like people like, oh, I watch you all the time.
Yeah. That's everywhere I go. People recognize me.
That's great.
Yeah, it's different.
I think that's amazing.
It's different.
Cool.
Is it hard to adjust?
Hard.
No,
you
I'm
deserve it.
cool.
You work really hard.
Thank you.
And you're
man.
super passionate, and anybody would be really lucky to have you on that
I'm not
side.
gonna lie.
Because
I
you're so
see
passionate.
hella sidebars in the chat.
Sidebar.
Nah, it's going crazy. Look,
Yeah, I see it.
it's going crazy. Jesus.
Sidebar. Hey yo, integrity never went out of style. Put it in the live chat. Integrity never went out of style.
Nah, they definitely rock with you. By the way, I want to salute to everybody
appreciate
who's a part of the chat. I appreciate so much how you guys treated my guests. They have been really honorary members of my stream. They've done so much great things. We gotta get you to 20,000. That's a fact.
Oh, I don't have my phone with me.
We're gonna
I was
get
supposed
you
to die, or my phone was about to die.
We're not getting off till we get her to 20K.
Oh my gosh.
No, we're not.
But also, like, do you also see why I don't engage in opinions all the time? Because you always upset somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but debate is good. Debate is good.
I agree with
Debate is
that, but
good.
I think in
Chat,
certain,
we need-
certain cases,
And we could disagree without being disagreeable.
I need everybody to
We could
pin
disagree without being
Pop
disagreeable.
Crime TV. We need to pin Pop Crime TV.
Pop Crime TV. Go follow my
Hey.
girl Lauren.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Listen, they've been overworked today. They were overworked yesterday. We're all overworked. But I'm not getting off until I see 20K on Lauren's channel.
Hey, Don Dutchy, I drink my water better than you.
Am I close?
No, we're gonna get you there. Don't you worry.
I'm not even close.
I mean, you're close, but we're
Vladimir
gonna get you there.
Jean.
If we don't get you there, we're not getting
Oh
on.
my gosh.
No, we're gonna get you there. Trust.
I subscribe to
Chat.
you, Lauren.
I subscribe to you.
I already
Chat,
subscribe.
I need everybody in here. Pop Crime TV with Lauren Conlon on YouTube. We have to get her to 20,000. She's been holding us down for
19.7. 19.7.
19.
Yeah,
Oh,
if
that's
we
so
don't
really
get-
far. That's
If we
far.
don't get her there, by the way, hey, let me. And I wasn't trying to say too much about I don't like to put too much personal information. I was telling the audience earlier. I said there's sacrifices made for everybody to do what they do. I was so happy when Unc communicated about how why this was important for him, why he showed up to the trial. But obviously I don't want to put too much about your life. But I said, listen, I spoke with Lauren. Like, Lauren is making sacrifices, showing up to the courthouse every day, even now.
Got 2 kids, right?
Her
Yeah.
family's waiting on
Yeah,
her.
my
Like, yo,
family is waiting.
her
Yeah.
family's waiting. Like, yo, listen.
No
They
excuses,
are in
yo.
another state waiting for me.
No,
I did not know. Like, I was doing this for Nancy, and Nancy's like, oh, can you go down to jury selection? And I was like, sure. And then I went to jury, and then I made my own video on obviously my YouTube or wherever, and it wasn't very big, but people liked it and they wanted more. So then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll start. And then the more I did it, the more people said, oh, can you keep doing this? And I was like, sure. And now we're at the point where I said like I had plans and I couldn't stay for the entire closing, and I got comments like, why the hell weren't you there? And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry to disappoint
Yeah, they
everybody
hold
that
you.
my
They
life
hold
has
you.
to go on. Yeah.
Your followers
But-
hold you.
And it was
Hey,
just, I don't
Lauren.
know. Yeah. Are we close?
Listen, we're doing a sidebar. Hey, by the way, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, Chad, let me tell you this, man. I watched y'all turn my man up and put a tear in my eye because y'all been supporting me for over 10 years. I watched y'all turn her up today. It put a tear in my eye. I'm gonna be honest with you. As soon as we said that, I think YouTube's a little bit slow to update. I clicked on it. You're at 20,000.2. So
Wow,
20,000.
that's
Crazy.
20,200 subscribers.
Thank you.
Um,
That's
listen,
thank you so much. That's so
We
nice.
love you. We love you. All my chat queens, all my chat kings. Thank y'all for showing her so much support and love today. Thank you for showing Unc all the support.
Thank you,
I
man.
see you popping today. You had like 2,000 popping it today.
Yeah.
I see you, Unc. I said Unc was just preaching now.
The
Unc
other day I had 3,600.
holy, come
On,
on now. Nah, come on now.
Mark Agnifalo's closing statement.
Nah, come on now. And by the way, I just wanted to, again, I keep telling y'all shared y'all content with me, and I want to share my platform with you guys. Listen, tomorrow's a whole nother day. We're gonna wrap it today actually because tomorrow we're gonna come back. I think verdict's gonna happen. They're gonna be in court all day.
Yeah.
They're gonna do their lives. We're gonna watch their lives, and then after the verdict is done, we're gonna come do the wrap up here. If we get a verdict, if we don't get a verdict, this is gonna be crazy, right?
I mean, please God, let there be a verdict. Please, please, please.
You gotta go to your kids. You gotta go. You
I
gotta
gotta
go.
go. And I also, there is a point that you just want to move on with your coverage and cover other cases and
Sure.
other trials also. Even though this will continue, I would say, for like, 1 to 2 weeks after this.
Yeah.
I mean, and then the appeals are going to come if, depending on the certain verdicts. So, but again, don't lose hope because there could be the other side that they're like, this was a joke, baby oil's a joke, and he's not guilty. I think that we're in a world full of pessimists anyway. We're all, we all have negative thinking a lot of the time. So you never know. You never know.
20.3K subscribers, man.
Oh my gosh.
She's in it. Hey, listen.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Yesterday you had 18,000.
Yeah, I did. Thank you so much. And he's like, go live. And I'm like, I don't really.
I told
okay.
you.
And then you did, and it was everybody was so nice too. It was like,
No.
it was so lovely to see everybody so
I'm
nice
so
to
proud of my
each other,
audience.
and yeah.
I'm so proud of my audience. They've supported.
You got an army, man.
I know.
You
They've
got a
supported
cult.
me.
A cult.
And this is where you show your impact. Because they always keep me good. But we show our impact because when we like other content creators, we don't say, oh, no, let's not fuck with them or let's not support them. Hey, let's support them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm super happy for both you guys. I'm always going to watch you guys. And obviously, we got to keep doing more together. Thank you guys for getting that because I wasn't going to get off stream. I promise you. I was not going to get off stream. Anyway. I do know we're getting late, and there is a verdict I think is going to come off tomorrow. I do want to give you guys the last word. You guys could say whatever, rap, shout out whatever you guys got going on. Tomorrow, I expect a verdict, and after the verdict, only after the verdict, do not come here before, okay? Unless the day's done. We're going to do it either after 5 tomorrow, or we're not going to do it when the jury's deliberating. But if the verdict is reached, do your guys live, and then come here, and we'll do a nice wrap, okay?
I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man.
Oh my gosh. Let's
Sidebar.
let's
Sidebar.
pray for the verdict tomorrow so this can be done. We can stop speculating and we can just know the answer. And we're not even on trial, right? I mean, I feel kind of selfish saying that sometimes. Like,
No.
I feel like kind of like a jerk. Like,
It's tense.
Yeah.
I think we had
I'm
a good
on
discussion
trial.
today.
yeah,
I'm on trial.
Hey, just once again, just to thank everybody, and I know you were confused by a few things. The scorpion, that's
Yeah,
like
what
our
is that?
emoji. The scorpion is our emoji. When they say nothing bigger than the chat, we've created. I've been streaming for almost 15 years.
Wow.
And it's an idea that there's nothing bigger than the conglomerate we have created. We realize that, again, we're independent content creators. We have created a group of people that love what they love, that want what they want, and they support what they support. And we're definitely a force, and I'm glad when they support other people, especially when it's within our community. So I want to thank everybody. You guys know, somebody said today, they're like, yo, are you guys going crazy on the donation? I never asked for donations. It's who cares? For me, I love the fact that I have truck drivers every day. Like, we're about to actually drop some merch with truck drivers. They'll watch me because, I shoot for a long time. I shoot for 7 hours. They'd be like, yo, I got a 7-hour drive. I got academics on live. He gonna rock out with us. And I've built this relationship with this audience for so long. This is the thing about being an independent content creator. This is why no company, no other people. Sometimes I get into it with people, but this is what matters. I serve them. I've dedicated my life to them, and I know you guys are doing too. You guys gave up so much of your life to be at this courthouse. You're going through all type of this, that, and third to be there, and I'm glad to support you. Chat, thank you guys, not only for tuning to me, for tuning to my friends. Keep supporting them, and you will see us tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be talking about the verdict. I don't know how it'll go, though.
See y'all tomorrow, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Shout out to Lauren, shout out to Act.
You know the motto, nothing bigger than the chat. See you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
There is a partial verdict in the Diddy case. After 2 days, the jury has reached unanimous decisions on 4 of the 5 counts. The problem is that 5th count means that we don't get to find out what the verdicts are on the other 4 because they are hung up on racketeering, which is what we talked about for days now. That racketeering from the get-go has been the problematic count. It is a very complicated charge. And a lot of people saying it's square peg, round hole. That we know that there are multiple jurors on both sides. It's not just one holdout. That on racketeering, they are stuck. But they have reached a decision on sex trafficking as it results with Cassie. They've reached a decision on the Mann Act, the interstate transportation of a sex worker, as to Cassie. They have reached a decision, unanimous, on sex trafficking as to Jane, and they have reached a decision on the Mann Act as to Jane.
So, but what does this mean? What's confusing is all of those things that you just said are also included in the racketeering count.
So we don't know what the vote is.
So we don't know what the vote is. It's hard to read what they possibly came up with.
Let me read between the lines on what you're saying, because with Charles, I think it's just a valid point that you need to find 2 crimes in order to apply the RICO statute, the racketeering statute. If they found Diddy guilty on the Mann Act, which is the most likely as to both Jane and Cassie, those are 2 illegal counts. And therefore,
so we think they'd have enough.
So what I'm saying to you is, and I said to you all along, which is Diddy really the racketeer that people are used to hearing?
And so you think that perhaps there's a juror or 2 or more
than one,
who are confused about the racketeering. Like, how can this be racketeering if it's just Diddy doing it?
And the reason I say that is we know because early on there was one juror, remember, where the jury said he's not following the law.
Juror 25.
And I said to you, I think this is a racketeering charge. That it just
that's the one they were hung up on.
So we don't know as to the other 4 whether Diddy has been found guilty or not guilty, but there's a hint that with Cassie, the jury asked to review a transcript where
she was talking about a flight from Cannes to New York.
Right.
And this is the flight where Diddy said to her,
he testified
that he showed her a video of a freak-off that she participated in, and said, if you don't participate in another freak off when we get to New York, I'm going to put this video out. I'm going to send it to your mother.
And that's coercion, if it's true. If the jury
believe her,
yeah,
that's coercion. They would have Cassie. They would have sex trafficking of Cassie.
The complication is that Cassie never mentioned that in her direct testimony on the stand. She never mentioned it in cross-examination. Only on redirect.
So you think they might not believe her because they might be thinking, well, why wouldn't she have brought that up in the first place when she was testifying?
What I'm saying to you is maybe that's why they wanted to review the transcript. But, I mean, I don't think this is great news for Diddy that they came back this quickly unanimously.
Well, the reports from inside the court are that he was sitting there looking pretty upset when they came back and said that they had reached a verdict on 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I think it's pretty terrible news for Diddy if they were asking for this testimony, because it suggests that there's a dynamic of trying to convince someone who is holding a belief that these were maybe not consensual. You bring that testimony and put it in front of them and say, oh, really? Look at the Intercontinental Hotel. Look at the threat on the flight to Cannes. Look at this evidence of this sex worker who said he heard Cassie being slapped around by Diddy and then forced to participate in a freak-off. That's the kind of testimony you ask for when you're trying to convince someone. That's why I think it's probably leaning towards guilt. Now, on the racketeering, I agree with you that the predicate acts may be found, but that's not all they need. There's an ultimate question. The first question on the verdict form is, do you find him guilty or not guilty of racketeering? Before you even predicate act, that's what you get to if you find guilty. Just on that question and say, this guy's not Tony Soprano. I am not convinced that I even want to find guilt on the act.
Yeah. Now, here's the complication. The jury came in and said, look, we can't make a decision on racketeering. We seem deadlocked. And then the question is, Jason, help me out here. There's something called the Allen charge, which is kind of the nuclear nudge, where the judge kind of gently badgers them, and you got to rescind for. And there was a lot of talk about what judge should give the charge, set back, or just throw his hands up and say, you're hung, and that's it, and we'll just read the 4 counts.
Yeah, so prosecutors wanted a modified Allen charge, some sort of an instruction from the judge when sending them back in to deliberate that it varied in some way from the original charge he gave them to deliberate until they have a verdict. The defense immediately said, no, we shouldn't modify the Allen charge, at least not yet. They sort of held off, and may happen later on. But because what the defense wants is no change. They don't want the judge to say anything that might sort of persuade those holdout jurors to come around. They want to keep it status quo and back in, which is ultimately what happened. Send in your honor with additional charge just to keep on job. They're convinced at that point, if they haven't reached a verdict after, what's it been, 14 hours, they're not going to reach a verdict without an additional charge.
So the defense wants to keep however many jurors, keep them that way so that they will get a hung jury.
I think they want a hung jury on racketeering, for sure. Now, here's the rub. So they're going to be in court tomorrow deliberating. They've gone home for the night. They're going to be in court tomorrow. The dynamic with juries, and we've just seen this over and over and over again, is when they're up against a 4-day holiday, they miraculously come together.
They seem motivated, right? They seem motivated to get this done.
Yeah.
They wanted to get it done today. They would have, I think the jury was...
They were happy with 4 out of 5.
Happy with the 4 or 5, and we're probably hoping we're hoping the judge would just send them home.
There's a really good point on this, because the prosecution wanted the judge to mention to the jury that they may have to come back on July 3rd, which is supposed to be a holiday. The defense said, we don't want you to mention that, judge. And they specifically said, because if you say to them they have to come back July 3rd, it might motivate them to actually reach a resolution before, but
on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. And so instead, what they want the jury to think, hey, if we can, those holdout jurors, if we can just hold out for tomorrow, we'll be sent home, hung jury, we're done. If the jury knew that they might have to come back on Thursday, then they might have a problem.
Nothing drives consensus like a 4-day weekend.
That's right.
I'm telling you, like that jury is sitting there, and if there's one holdout, he's sweating, or he or she.
Yeah.
Elise Mahover from New York, and it's not surprising that the jury is hung up on the racketeering charge, Diddy case, because that's sort of a really complex charge, and also it's good that they have found him, or, they made a decision on the 4 other counts, but honestly, I thought RICO was the charge that they had in the bag, and now it looks like they'll end up convincing at least the other 4 counts. But let's see what happens with the.
Yeah, they may or may not make a decision. So listen, to summarize, the jury has come back unanimously with verdicts on sex trafficking as to Jane and Cassie, on the Mann Act as to Jane and Cassie, but they have some kind of split, and it's not 11-1. It's multiples on each side. We don't know what the multiples are, but they seem to think that they're all dug in and they can't make a decision. So they're back tomorrow. They're up against a 4-day holiday. So tomorrow might be
a 4-day holiday or just a 3-day holiday?
It might be Judgment Day for Diddy, where the verdict is read, and like you said, Diddy was not looking too happy in court. Yeah.
This AI tool will take your idea and create a complete book, complete with design, images, layout, everything, including the content, literally in a few minutes. Watch this. So I'm using Designer, which will import content from your blog, from a Google Doc or a Word doc, or even a YouTube, depending on the plan you choose. For now, I'm going to use WordGenie, the AI feature. So all I need to do is give it an idea, and then click on next. And then just tell WordGenie what audience am I targeting my book towards. Then it'll just show me a selection of titles, which I'll just choose one that catches my eye. Then it'll suggest the outline for my book, which I'm free to edit as I see fit. And now the magic happens. It will generate the full content of the ebook, ready for me to edit, tweak, and tune. And obviously I want to make it my own so it comes across and reads really, really well. And so from here now, it's saved as a draft, or I can simply choose a template. There are hundreds of templates to choose from, and all of these are totally customizable. You can change anything, the images, the style, any of the text, whatever you want. So this one looks perfect for my niche, passion, grit, and success. All these images can be changed once I'm in the editor, and I can see I could do worksheets, I could do all sorts within this template. So now you can see all my content from my draft has been pulled into this template, and all the content's been laid out into single column, double column, images have been put in the right place. But of course I can now customize and change anything. So if I don't like a heading, perhaps that image doesn't work for me, I can search my inbuilt image search tool and just select another image, and it will just load it just like that. Any adjustments to the layout, to the style, I can just do with a couple of clicks. On the right you can see all my navigation there all laid out, and again just changing images, just a few clicks, including the layout. If I don't want a double column layout and I want a single column, then I can just change it. And of course I could do that manually as well, but it's a lot faster to use the inbuilt presets that are all set up, because within a few minutes I've got my whole ebook all done and ready for publishing. So all that's left now for me to click publish, and it produces this beautiful PDF all ready to go. Or I can just click another button and select flipbook, and I've got a flipbook which I can share with my audience. Designer is a well-established software company with over 320,000 customers, over 70 countries now. We're the leading ebook designer since 2016. We've won awards. We have hundreds and hundreds of 5-star reviews on Trustpilot, Capterra, GetApp, Software Advice, and all of them. So why not join Designer? Click the link below.
So the jury has reached a partial verdict in the Sean Diddy Combs federal sex trafficking trial. We'll go live to CB Cotton outside the courthouse with more. And CB, you've been there from the beginning. And for those people who haven't been watching me, could you characterize what the trial has been about and what we are about to get from the verdict?
Hey, Dana, great to be with you. So this is another explosive moment in the courtroom during this 2-month-long trial. Jurors announcing this afternoon that they were unable to reach a unanimous decision on count 1, the most serious charge in this case, racketeering conspiracy. Jurors sent back a note just before 4:30 local time this afternoon to let the court know that they had reached a verdict on counts 2 through 5, but could not reach a unanimous decision on count 1. Again, the most most serious charge in this case. Right now, the judge is talking with both sides about what to do next. He has told the courtroom he does not want to give a partial verdict. So now he's weighing two other options, which would be sending the jury back to continue deliberations or giving some version of an Allen charge, which would be, which in most cases would be instructing the jurors to go back and continue deliberations on the count that they can't reach a consensus on. So right now we're waiting to learn more from inside the courtroom. But I can tell you, when this note was sent back today, it's the 6th note between the 2 days of deliberations. Defense attorneys were very quickly huddled around Sean Diddy Combs inside the courtroom, and we saw that one defense attorney hugged another. And this is really a key moment in this trial. For over the course of 2 months, prosecutors have argued to jurors that Diddy, with an inner circle, created a sex crime ring to force and coerce women into drug-fueled sex parties called freak-offs with male escorts while he watched. They called a variety of witnesses, 34 to be exact, including Diddy's ex-girlfriends and accusers, former employees, and law enforcement investigators. And prosecutors say their testimony, along with bank, flight, hotel records, salacious texts, and videos, all prove Diddy is guilty of these charges. The defense, of course, takes a much different stance. Defense attorney Mark Agnifilo, in his closing argument, told jurors this is an exaggerated case, and he repeatedly called it a false trial. He insisted that all the sexual encounters were consensual, and he painted these accusers as women who have agency. In fact, he said about ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, he described her as a woman who likes to have sex, and he said good for her. So you just right there, it paints the difference, the stark difference between the arguments in this case. And right now, the latest that we're learning from inside the courtroom is that jurors are unable to reach a verdict on count 1, racketeering conspiracy, the most serious charge. If Diddy were to be found guilty on that charge, he could spend the rest of his natural life behind bars. I'd say the next most serious charge in this case is sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. Now, we don't know how jurors have decided on those charges of sex trafficking, but if he were to be found guilty on those charges, the next most serious, he could spend up to 15 years in prison, up to life in prison. So 15 years to life in prison. And then the last charge is transportation to engage in prostitution. We also know jurors reached a unanimous consensus on that charge. We have seen a lot of action here outside the courtroom, a lot of activity. Supporters of Diddy, others who want to see him behind bars for the rest of their life, they're all gathering here outside the courtroom right now, waiting to find out what the judge decides to do next. Dana, I'll send it back over to you.
All right, CB Cotton, just stand by there. We have Harold Ford Jr., Rosanna Scotto, Joey Jones, Greg Gutfeld, and myself, Dana Preen. So, Harold Ford Jr., it's great to have you around the table. So we have breaking news. So we're going to wait to find out what is happening here. What is your take on the fact that they said no on count 1, racketeering?
I have not, admittedly, not followed the case very closely. I've seen read some of the headlines. I'm going to be as interested as anyone to see what this judge does. I mean, I read it where the first count was the most important. CB certainly reinforced that. So we'll see what the judge does.
Rosanna.
So the prosecution called dozens of witnesses. The defense, when it came to their turn, called no one. In the summation, Diddy's defense called this a modern love story between Diddy and Cassie. And anybody who saw the footage of Cassie getting beaten up in the hallway, I'm sorry, if that's a modern love story, I don't want to be a part of it. But
something wrong with fucking people, dog. That's the only thing they have on that nigga. And they just wanna play. And then Cassie ready to get $20 million. And he is not sued for that. Stop bringing that shit up.
Appreciate it.
Hold on. Alright, where we start? Where we start at? Should we let TP lead or?
Living room, obviously.
This is the living room.
Big windows.
The living room or the living area? Yeah.
Great entrance. You can, if you have a lot of guests. At least you can start. Anything you want.
Anything.
Let's not deal with the fire. You don't want to.
Don't no fire. No fire.
It's just for you. It's just for you.
That's the first rule. No fire. Okay. What else we got? Right.
Dinner table.
Ooh.
Got a big dinner table.
Okay. Trying to grab on something.
I'm sure you like to eat.
Dinner table.
Who's cooking? Who's the chef in the group?
Who's cooking? When he gets in, chef.
You the best chef? Okay, what's your specialty?
Who you lying to?
I like to make an oxtail, and that's one. But I also can make African food and stuff. He make a killer pasta. Yeah.
So what about Italian, Mexican, French?
I'm like 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 mid. Like it's alright. It's okay.
Not bad. Okay.
Yeah, that's
okay, I like that. I like that. You got some skills.
Come on.
Hold on. What's over here?
Here's the me is a wine cellar, but I don't know what you're gonna do with that.
More yours, but I ain't never.
Okay, here.
No, that's something wine cellar.
Well, let's go to the wine cellar.
Okay.
Whoa. We have to go down.
A dungeon, guys.
Why is it so bad? It's cold.
Oh, it's cold. What the?
It's for the wine. You have to keep it cold.
Oh.
Wow. Oh my God.
There's no way connection lasts in here.
Oh my God.
Yo, this is my first time in here.
What the?
We can have real business
here. You can have like real meetings, real talks.
With the
my first contract that I signed with the Spurs, it was right here.
Oh, really?
The first one?
The first contract. My first contract, we signed it.
What's that here?
I was trying to get, Pop to drink a little bit more alcohol, like I can get more money. I was trying, I was trying. But here you can have like real talks, deep conversation. Enjoy a nice little drink. You should definitely use that room. You know why? Because in Texas it's gonna be super hot. So like there you can come here, pull off a little bit.
Right there.
Lead us.
Alright, so mine is split up, so I got where are the cameras at?
Hey, where the camera at?
Right there.
Hey, we'll lead. Oh, there's one over there too. Oh. So my room is split up, so I got my stream room down there. We'll get there in a sec. But this is my bedroom. This is where I'm gonna be sleeping at.
Let me see.
Wow. Oh, hey guys.
Fancy seeing y'all here.
Fancy seeing you guys. Yeah.
Alright. This is where you gonna be bringing on it. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Bro.
There's a bathroom here too. Yeah, I'll be honest with y'all, I have to use the camera and stuff like that because I literally was about to sit down in the bathroom and I was pulling down my pants like this. Nigga, the camera right there can see me.
Whoa, look at that.
Somebody got my shit. Production got my shit.
Somebody got your shit. But it's cool though, cause we all cool and shit.
It is what it is.
Alright.
I didn't mean it like that. But I didn't say it like
Yeah,
that.
I didn't just say it. Yeah.
Oh, this why I fuck with you. You don't be taking this is, you know what I'm saying?
Huh?
I know. Where you get the artwork from?
All over the world.
All over the world, yeah. I love it. What, Cam?
Why bro, listen.
Tell us about this, Tony.
How much it cost? How much it cost?
Sunsets. The sunset.
Yeah. Okay. See, I think I'm a real artist. I'm a lover. So you can, so I see that on what you put down.
Because here, you'll see when you're at the top of the mountain,
the
pool, at night, around 7, you'll see the sunset. You enjoy sunsets. You don't have a nice little drink. I don't know if you guys smoke or anything, but up there it'd be nice. And you have a nice sunset. Exactly.
So you brought the nature inside.
Exactly.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful.
Let's do one camera. One camera. It comes to conclusion, yeah.
What camera?
The kitchen.
Oh, I'm gonna be ripping it up here, man.
Man, great, Tony. Damn, TP. Thank you, bro. Damn, TP. Tony, that's my name. Get that watermelon fried chicken, boy. No, fried chicken food. Oh my gosh. Bro.
Tony, you know how to design a house, man. Trust me. Trust me. Go there.
So you gonna
No! The Don Julio.
The Don, the Henny, and the Amigo.
Now, if I drink alcohol, that would be nice, but I don't drink alcohol. No. You know that?
Okay, yeah. Like, come on, bro.
I don't. Hey, tell me. Come on.
Really?
Nah. Now, once a year, like that.
He does.
Did any of your teammates smoke? Oh, Chris.
Yeah. Ask the question. That's a real question.
Don't say their name. Don't snitch. Don't snitch. All right. You have to snitch. You have to
Stay in the locker room, All right. Over here. What are y'all?
Watermelon back?
Is this like the second living room? You gonna make someone put the watermelon back? Oh, her bad, TP. Oh, her bad, TP. I thought you forget.
Friends,
He's right here. What you talking about?
Oh, I was saying, like, Tony got a nice house, but like, I'm trying to build me a house as well, so that's how I'm able to admire it. Like,
Yeah, like.
okay, so I got a question.
Yes.
What you think about this one? See this right here?
Our guy. Our guy.
No, he telling me that too, bro. Listen, bro.
No, I know you're talking to me.
Listen, those are shells, you know? And, you know, me being a military man myself, you know, and I know this
Thank you for your service. He fought in 1962 when he fought against your.
I know you was Spur, you know, and y'all had the camo, you know, in dedication to the military. And, you know, this just speaks to, not it speaks to you as well.
What is it?
Dedication. You know, sacrifice.
I was going to say sacrifice, discipline.
Just all of that, you know, so, we here, though. We here.
Yeah, I hope you like it.
Oh,
like
love it.
inspiration.
Now, I thought it was like, make something like darkness inside.
No.
Like, oh my gosh, like,
I want to stay positive. But you know, San Antonio, they got a lot of military. So every year when we started, training camp, we'll go in a military base, talk with the soldier. And you know, when you go see those soldiers and they lost, I don't know, like a leg or arm or whatever, man, it speaks to you.
Yeah.
And so that was a way for me to like remember, how blessed I am with the beautiful life that I had. And so to never forget it, take anything for granted. So that's the way I see it.
Bro,
I know that's right.
easy.
The artistic guys. I was next. Where's next?
Yeah, we got more room. Then we'll go out. All right.
Wait, how long down the hall? Where you want to start?
Yeah, why don't we go here? Go right here. Hold on, wait. No, wait. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make that. We got this already. Oh, so we got it. So I think it's going. Let's go. Yeah. I'm at TV.
Okay. I was gonna make an executive decision, but we came to a conclusion. We good?
Yeah, we still have that. It's right here. Hold on, production gotta fix it. Hold on, y'all.
Bro, like that screamer.
Hello, yeah, here, yeah. Yo, it's under the mic. It's under the mic. Yo, what camera am I looking at? Okay, yeah, that's it. Yo, you're the pro. Okay, look. Tell me which camera I'm looking at. No, there's 6 cams in a room, bro.
Please do one cam so we're not confused on where to look at. And just follow us as a group.
Audio space, we're gonna stay with CB.
Okay, let's stay with CB.
Excellent, but audio space.
So we're here.
Yeah, so just stay here.
RKA1 for the 5 gifted.
Yeah, you
Thank
gotta
you.
say something.
Thank you, RKA1.
Okay. Oh, what's his name?
Forgot.
RKA1. Thanks for the gift. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, chat. How's it sound? Are we good now?
It's good. Damn.
It is. It is. It is. It is. I think.
All right. So look. Pull up.
Pull up, bro. Okay, buddy.
Watch yourself now, see? Make this well.
This is good, bro.
Listen. All right? I ain't really
I know what's about to happen.
Wow. Whatever. Hey, stop.
You're not doing this again.
Who's that gonna be?
It's gonna be Ashton.
Who else? See?
What?
Who else?
My bad. But I'm just going over what would happen. They're gonna come in like.
No, who? Nigga, I'm streaming for 30 days straight. Anyways, bed, set up, tone. Look, bed, set up, tone. Bang guitar, bang. Listen, I don't know how to say it. As we learned, it's my first time. No, I don't. But hey, but you know, hey, Chris Rule, we gotta go back this way.
Hey, this way.
What is this? This is my favorite.
We'll talk about the speech right here.
Oh, see, you go.
Oh, that's a great question.
But I
doesn't mean anything. This one is like everybody is your own mind, basically.
Yeah. Like the same.
What do you should have consider a gifting this to?
I think it means like you could be successful no matter any shape and size.
You know, like the creativity of Tony's game is the same way graffiti artists become creative when they have the spray paint.
You know what's the same for me?
What's the same?
Yeah.
Roblox.
You know what I'm saying to me?
Yeah.
Don't let nobody box you in.
I like that.
Of course.
Mine's is like chicken, different pieces of chicken.
It's funny. So we got 5 different things.
Yeah, it's different.
With one painting. That's me. When I see it, I look at infinity. That you can do. Wow. I dream big. You know, dream big. So when I was a kid, I would always say like, okay, my dream is to play in NBA, and everybody will laugh at me. And so I will always say, dream big. Like if you say your dream to somebody, and he's not laughing at you, you don't dream big enough. And so that was my thing. So when I see this, it's infinity. Like you can do anything. Anything is possible. So don't keep it in mind.
Hey, stop that right there, me. Come on.
Like, listen, I'll give you, listen, you just take a break. When I see this, I think of Conqueror, you know, history, you know, brick by brick. You know what I'm saying? Being built from the ground up, and I'll let my co-host, you know.
Go ahead.
Love it.
See, this is the winter. It's cold. It's cold in the winter. What you see in the distance, what you see? Sunlight. Oh my God.
You know what I think? Boom, we got 2 men here, right? It's white everywhere. These are the conquerors and kings of nuts.
Let's go. Upstairs. Come on.
You always fuck up. I don't know.
I'm just saying, bro.
We're going upstairs?
That's what I think.
Is that why?
Right there, bro. You gonna come all the way back down?
Oh, he said it. And he said it.
And what about my room, bro?
There's an elevator now. I feel like we walked past the elevator.
Wait.
Look at the
Wait.
You gotta show all of it.
No. But the rule, you know, there's a rule.
But is there a rule?
Yeah.
There's no rule.
There's no rule. There's no rule.
No, there's no rule in the elevator.
Yeah, use it. I gotta call it. Chill.
Right. Yeah, you have to give him the elevator, bro.
Oh.
Somebody go, AC, go. We need you.
Come on, get in.
We need you up
Get
there.
it. All right, meet us up there. I'll close it. Okay. All right.
See y'all.
Ooh. Chat. Oh my gosh. Yo. Chat. W somewhere in the chat, y'all.
That's gonna be a movie.
W somewhere in the chat.
It's gonna be a movie. Now this is awesome. Chat, nigga. Chat got a real fucking name, though. Right. See, how about calling the nigga awesome? We should.
What's up, Tony?
Right, TP.
There you go.
Yeah. How was it? Oh.
You alright?
Yeah, it's fire.
Alright, so now we gotta go back downstairs.
Yeah, show the part.
Oh,
okay, let's show this part then.
Yeah.
You just walk past the door.
Here's my room, chat. You know what I mean? We got the room that y'all already seen and stuff. Then we got the bathroom. Tone.
Come on now.
Tone. And her. Man. Tone. You feel me?
Here's two showers?
What? That's for me. That's for me. See? Come on, man. That's for me, guys. Is this a sauna? I think it's a steam room.
Hey. Hey, this is the AMP locker room.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this, bro. Look at all this. Come on.
Look at this, bro.
That's me right here, baby.
I'm like an NBA player.
We got hookah. Phantom, look. As soon as you get here. Damale hookah. Got you.
Hey, Tony, if you would get AMP NBA jersey, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know, I would have tried it, but I don't see no Spurs logos.
No, it's there. Yeah, put it on, Tony.
Right here, boom. You come over here.
Right here, Spurs.
Yup, Spurs. Then we got the Tone locker room. TP gonna be here, you know what I mean? The Tone locker room. So everybody show that. Yo, my goodness.
Davis, Dude, Chris, dude.
Your ass is about covering the camera. Dude.
Look at these slides, bro. Look at them slides. The Tone locker room, bro. No, after basketball or some shit coming.
No, but I'm saying I
none of y'all should be.
I should smell none of y'all.
Yeah, none of y'all should be funky. You got all these. Yeah. Then we got my closet in there.
Damn. You got my closet in there.
In there, gosh. What's in here? You know, elevators. I don't know what that is.
Oh, lunches.
Oh, a little laundry room. Okay.
Yeah.
Laundry room.
Okay.
All right.
I think it's Phantom's room and my room over here.
Yup. Talk to me.
We go just meet. Y'all come to my room. All right, let me come to my side. Come to my side. All right. Stand up to it. Listen. Oh no. What's that? We can't show that yet. Okay, so y'all come in my room, man. Let me make sure it's clean though.
We just got here, bro. What do you got going on here?
Go through, nigga.
What the is he doing? That's no tackle.
Hey, you got on my nigga. Hold on.
What is he doing? What is Davis doing?
He's ready.
Come in. Yeah. Oh wow.
So let me tell you, the favorite thing I did about my room, I've been like respecting Kyle Hustle so much. I put that man on my lock screen.
Family. It's not just me. It's Davis, dude, Agent, and Chris. It's the whole game.
The whole game.
Yeah, it's the whole game.
Listen, man, we got some of those leave. We got these, you know what I'm saying? Y'all not gonna see the Yeah, we ain't gonna leak yet.
Okay.
It's a real simple Mars room, man. I got mad. Yeah, you know the bathroom. Come in, this where I be shitting and shit. Yeah. Easy come, easy go.
That's not bad, David. This is it. Hold on.
Talk to me, Chris.
Hold on.
Phantom.
Phantom.
Let's see.
Hey, so.
No,
let's come over to Phantom. In honor of Phantom. This Phantom room.
Well, let's check it out.
Well, check it out. You know. See, look, just so y'all know,
Phantom. Phantom missed his flight, so he is on the way. His setup is all good. It's getting set up as we speak. This is Phantom's room. Got good clap, got good bathroom. We got a whole bunch of towels.
Nah, tough monitors too.
The old school.
Hey,
You got the old school tub.
Old school tub.
No shower.
No shower? Oh, he's gonna have to bathe himself. Yeah. Jenny, thank you so much for it. How come you didn't clap, dude?
And I was minding this tub.
You
Yeah.
go take a shower here? It's a bad. You go take a bath in here?
I mean, if you let me.
Oh, okay. Any fish?
Ooh. Yeah, I
I
feel.
feel like it's a bad to be murdered in. What?
No. This one that.
This the Red Dead sauce. This that Red Dead.
Look, this one that you will come in and they'll have the. Oh.
What?
Never mind.
How they what?
How they
What movie? What movie is that from?
What movie was that from?
No, I'm saying like if they you said they get murdered, right?
Yep.
And you come in, they arm hanging out like this, and it's full of blood.
No, this is a bad tub. You're in it for like 20 minutes, and then you hear a sound somewhere in the house, and you're like, oh, it's nobody.
Yeah.
And then they come in like this.
Hey man.
All right, we're grown. Let's get out of here.
All right, next. Oh, it's me. Yo, last move. And my speed. All right. You let's take a little walk. Take a little walk downstairs. I'm excited to show you. Nah, bro. Hey, TP, I'm grateful as hell, bro. I'm grateful.
Where's yours?
Come here. Oh, hey, study time, bro. I'm grateful. Thank you so much for even allowing me to chat. Come on, bro. WTP the chat, bro. Mark is gonna take the appreciate Mark Johnson. Hey, shout out Mark Johnson, nigga. Hold on, where the rest at? Where the gang at? Come on, y'all. What? Okay. Uh-oh. Oh. First, hey, it's part of my room. Okay, yeah. Hey, this is connected to my room, y'all. It's literally connected, bro. Hey, pull up. It's part of my room, man. Okay. What the is that?
Now that's tough. Though.
I don't know.
What is this?
He's lost so much aura. Oh my god.
Oh my god. His feet got caught in the snake.
Hey, boy. Hey, movie nights.
Movie night. After I leave my room, part of my room, I come here. Y'all don't know what it is?
What is that?
Hello?
Wake up, Tony Parker.
Wait a second. What the hell?
Bonjour, mon ami.
Das ist ein All-Star.
Oh, do me. Hello. Can I get information? Chris next door.
Apologies. Please stand by.
Oh.
Thank you.
Is this a real person? What? It's AI. Why ain't give me no?
Please stand by.
Hey, who got the biggest ass in AFP?
He's not gonna say that.
So yeah.
So he's gonna take care of you guys when I'm done.
Yeah, this is
Okay. Take care of you.
Oh, that's your assistant.
Oh. What is this? Are you a real person? Tell me up. Now.
Ooh, that is a nice guy. You know something, nigga? Let me see if he black. Oh, yeah, he got a nigga in him, huh? Okay, all right. Let me say I'm in the rest of my room. Right, bunch of seats and stuff
I'm
like
watching
that.
you, boy. I'm watching you. If Tony leave, you need to be.
Oh,
you leaving too, nigga.
I don't trust
I
that
don't
nigga.
trust that nigga.
I don't say that, nigga. Boy, I can throw that.
Come on.
That's Chris' first part to his room.
First part to my room. Right, like, y'all might be like, y'all ready?
Yes.
Hey, you ready?
Ready.
Hey, you ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
One of them turned this way. Boom, we got closet in here, little lefty in there. But look, I got a bathroom. Something Ethan and Duke don't have. Yo, look. It's like shower and toilet and sink. Hey, give me a Tony. I'm grateful, bro. Don't let me. Come on, man. Hey, bro. Send me a lot, bro. Hey, you got a comfortable in your bed. I'm trying to see how what you so hype about. So shit, I'm just. You feel me? No, I'm saying. No. Hey, no. This is crazy with you. He got this. Hold on. Did this nigga just not say I don't have a bathroom? He just said I ain't got no bathroom.
No, he said your room has.
No, I'm not. I was just trying to put myself in the other nigga's shoes. You know? Just be brother. Is there something wrong with it?
Nah, me personally, I would not let the niggas sleep in my bed. I would not do that damn shit.
My niggas didn't do that, yo. Not one of us. We didn't stay in here.
Yeah, we did.
We've been in here for a minute. Y'all trying to make it seem like I'm crazy, but you my mans though. So why? You ain't do this. Hold on. You ain't do this cop, baby. We was in that bitch for like 10 minutes. Then he's looking around all type of law.
You didn't do that in my bed, dude. You didn't do that.
Hold on. But watch this though. Cut up.
Procrastinator functions compared to
So I don't think there's really any question.
Bro, I'm tired of your shenanigans. I'm tired of you. It's an angry summer. It's a big 2025. I'm not letting you step over me, bro. I'm putting my foot.
That's right. Like your shit, nigga.
Don't tell my man's bed, bro. I'm on that. Don't tell my man's bed.
I will go swanton bomb on your shit.
No, you're not.
You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. Hold on. I want you to know I'm not the bad guy here.
No,
okay?
They can give you wouldn't do it.
But we just think I'm not the bad guy. He just trying to say,
but you wouldn't do it.
Don't do it. But all these niggas gas me.
No, because you
actually
just put on. He like that. He just put on. Bro, I'm not the problem. Alright, so what y'all gonna see? Boom, transfer. Right there. That's it, man. That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Right here. You see this chair? It's talking. It's talking. It's not me. No bed. I do, dude. Yeah.
Dude, like, what you gonna do?
I said I was sworn to a bomb on.
Yeah.
But I was just saying it.
You just said many of your words, I said.
No, Jeff Hardy. You know Jeff Hardy?
Yep.
Jeff Hardy, he do the like huh? He look like this. No.
Because he would have been a while. He would have you on your bed.
Damn, dude. I mean, like, he do got a room, bro. I ain't saying that.
We'll have a chance to do it.
I'm just saying, bro.
Oh, well. Look at this rider again.
What I say, nigga?
But me and Duke room is
Didn't count.
I mean, we have bars, dude. Like, it was not.
Can we show this part house out?
Hold on now. We haven't even showed my room.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Oh, yeah, see that room, and you show that other.
Yeah, we gotta show the part where he bring it.
Come on in, man. So there's a little closet area over here. Put my belongings and things like that.
This is my closet. You got stuff though. Man, it's mine. My stuff already in there.
Like, we could go ahead.
Chris, we can go ahead. I got barbecue chair.
Wait, what do you have in there? Why'd you close it like that?
Let's let you see.
What do you have?
Well, see that nigga drawers?
It ain't nothing in there. But then nigga try to claim my clothes.
Come on in, man. Come on in.
He put one bag.
It has nice, beautiful views of the outside. Don't show it yet.
That's what I said.
Sneak peek. Feel me? So it looks beautiful. We got my set up. You feel me? We got my big aperture lights, couple key lights.
Hold on. Hey, this ain't the.
Yes, it's a comfortable chair.
But this not this not the normal.
No, I gotta get the triple XL chair because I like to sit cross-legged when I'm streaming.
Grown ass man.
But probably the most special thing about the room is what's behind those doors right there. Tell me. Talk to me, man.
Wait, it's not.
Unless you don't want to go there.
You want to go there?
I would love to go there.
So he's in charge of the house. Okay, I gave him the key. But that's where the most important stuff is. So you're in charge of this room.
I'll mention.
What's in there?
What's in there?
Nobody touch it.
Show the color. Wait, it's
His fingerprint.
It's fingerprint.
It's his finger.
What?
Oh my gosh.
With the light on the right top. Careful.
Oh my God. Tony, you have no idea how much over these West jerseys have, bro.
So much. This was the best though. 2013 or this one? Is this the one? Which one of these? Never mind.
Yo, chat, a real championship ring, bro. It's not a replica. It's not the one you buy at the store. This is the real. Oh, these are all-star rings, actually. Wait, where's the championship rings?
So, Kai, did you ever, actually, all of you guys, did you ever touch an NBA ring?
I never touched an NBA ring.
Wait, where's the ring?
Oh, open the most recent one, 2014. There you can take a look.
No. I can wear it? I ain't gonna lie. I want to be champion. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a champion, nigga. I ain't gonna lie, nigga. 2014. I want to be champion.
Stop trolling.
Yeah,
if that gets stuck on your finger, it's definitely getting stuck on my finger. Hey, I'm not gonna go all the way. Pinky, just in case.
I ain't gonna lie, like Tony, I was like a blonde, like fanatic at that time. And you made me cry as what grade was I in? I was like the 8th.
Really?
You made me cry.
But I can do a couple of those. They got the Spurs logo on it. I for sure will get that.
You should do an A&B.
That could be my first piece of jewelry.
Yo, that's so fire, bro.
Tony, you're very accomplished, bro. You got it crazy.
Tony, you got
finals trophy.
You got most boy.
This one. The finals trophy.
Where? Oh, I'm stupid.
Tony, out of all.
No, that's the trophy that you get.
Tony, out of all these trophies, which one would you say is like your most cherished?
Star. That's a.
Yo, what do you get in there, CB? Get in there, bro.
Obviously, as you see, 2014 obviously was the best one, but then the Hall of Fame became default. Hall of Fame,
stuff too.
Yeah, the gold medal, that's the stuff. Hall of Fame,
gold medal, bro. Nah.
Bro, this is actually cool, bro.
This is so.
Nah, this is actually cool. Damn. Nah, that's how you know. Nice. You see the Hall of Fame ring?
Hall of Fame ring? Let me take a look, man.
Wow, dude. Telling you. Wait, so AJ, you know how to get in here?
Nah, nobody can get in here.
Oh, so
unless you got.
So you protect me.
Yeah, make sure nobody tries to use
This
it.
is so fire.
We appreciate that, AJ. I know Tony appreciates that.
Ah. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
You get the Hall of Fame one?
Yeah.
No, that's the Texas one. No, Hall of Fame, Texas. Texas.
Oh, okay. Texas.
Yeah, two different Hall of Fames.
Nah, Chad.
Where's
Accomplished.
that shop at?
Wow.
Oh,
You go outside?
Yeah.
by the kitchen. Yeah. Oh my gosh, bro.
Like every time we walk.
You know what's crazy? It like keeps getting better.
Yeah, it just keeps opening up.
No, check the house just keeps getting better and better and better.
30 days in here.
30 days. 30 days. All right, over here, we got something very cool as well. Chat, you know, the house just keeps getting better and better. And you know, but being here out 30 days, in order to survive, you gotta eat good.
He's already in the kitchen.
But you gotta eat good. I don't think I've seen this ever in my life. We got a 24-hour Nando's restaurant at the crib.
Hey, I need that right now.
Any mains possible.
Any mains
That's
possible.
not crazy?
That's
Bro,
crazy.
listen, bro. If I wake up at 4 a.m.
And you want some Nando's?
Bro, hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
A sunset burger.
Y'all remember? Hey, I remember that.
Come on now.
Okay. Bro, listen, think about it though.
Talk to me.
Like, boom, late night, me, you,
starving,
the guys,
right?
You know what I'm saying? We in the pool, chilling. On some, me, just the bros.
I think too.
Just the bros. Oh, damn, we ain't even got to.
We didn't get to shit yet. We still have a lot more left, bro. Oh my God. Okay.
Can we
10 minutes? That's cool. We can go show like the next part and we can come back.
24-hour Nando's. Mind y'all, we having a pool party at the end of the month.
What y'all want? What y'all want?
I just want some wings.
A sunset burger with very sauce.
Yeah.
Let me have a sunset burger as well.
I need some wings. I want,
You got tenders? First time big one?
I want,
we got it before, yeah.
I want medium.
Tenders?
Why the spicy?
I'll take that. I'll take that.
No, you can't show this part.
What up? Yeah, go ahead.
Are we doing gym first or what?
You do this first.
I bet.
Gym, I'll be honest, bro. I'm buying a bunch of equipment for the gym.
You ready?
We got 2 gyms though.
We need to train.
You do have
We
2
got
gyms.
indoor, we got outdoor, but
Okay.
we gotta buy a bunch of shit.
So we're gonna be doing our workouts every single morning. Hey, Chris,
Every day together.
we got one outside right there. Come on,
Outside gym.
come on,
Talk to me.
come on.
Talk to me.
Here we go.
We got an outside gym. We gotta be fit, y'all.
Wait, how many pounds?
Huh?
You can lift it.
Hey, Bobby.
I only need a spot, gang.
Bobby's here.
You don't need a spot. The spot is
Every morning, every day, every morning.
I think I'm gonna do
For 30 days.
1, 2, 3. Hey, David, you can put 45 on this.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me one. Just one real quick. I'm just get one there.
Get one in. Get
Why
one
don't we
in.
just use this instead of this?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Do it, bro.
Yeah. Move it. Lift it.
Yeah.
Move it on the other side, see now?
I don't know what you just did. I put it where? Above it?
Put a 45 on that motherfucker.
Like this? You sure?
You gotta give me a
I don't know
45.
how to put it in.
This how you do it, right, Tony?
Okay. Stick it in. No, we want to stick it in. Up in it. On the left. It's not going in there.
Yeah. Oh, it's because it's blocking it. Put it up once. Good work, man.
There we go, chat.
Yeah, put a 45 on
So we got 35s.
35 bet.
Yeah, we'll put a 55 over there. God.
Okay, wait, take that up.
You don't really need it.
Boom. Go ahead. Let's do it. Put it on.
How much? 10.
Everybody gotta do 10, nigga. Not one, by any means. Nigga.
You want to do 10?
10 niggas, let's go.
Hold on. Alright, somebody spot him.
This is a weird ass position, man.
You need a spot on it.
Wait, so how much pounds is the bar?
The bench gotta move up, gang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How much pounds is the bar? 10 pounds.
It's
Three.
I ain't working
2,
on it like
1. A month.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Easy. Easy.
Damn.
Come on, my boy. Yeah, put the spot, raise it.
Spot him.
Oh, appreciate it, buddy.
You're strong, buddy. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Easy work. Go ahead, double O.
Put it on the ground. 55. That's 70 plus. That's 80,000. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
It's only 80, ain't it?
That's 80,000. 15, sorry. 80.
All right, don't you work out.
Am I cooked?
Y'all teach me the right form and shit, bro. That's the bitch. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'm up again.
He made it look heavy, right?
It look good little foot, right? Right there, look. I'm asking.
We can do some lift offs.
I'm not. No, I'm just not saying. I'm asking.
Not enough light.
No, so you doing the close your grip.
Oh, it's better for. It's
Whoa,
better for my shoulders that way.
Wait.
You move 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
There we go.
Chris.
How's your shoulder?
It's good.
Yeah.
Move it a little bit.
You ready, Chris? You ready? Okay. 1,
2,
represent Nigeria.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah. All right, Tony.
Tony.
You got us? Come on, Tony.
TP.
The whole group in the skinny jeans.
Come on, let's do it.
I was not expecting this.
Okay. 1.
One.
Oh, it's easy.
2.
Yeah, you got a long wingspan.
3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9, 10.
Like work.
work.
Like work.
So, the best.
Tony, I want you to know, I don't know you to give him the key. Oh, shit.
The key. My bad. Yeah. My bad. I got the key.
Hey, so the best part of
So can I show you my favorite part?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a little story. So growing up, I didn't grow up with a lot of things, in my life.
Right.
It was really tough, like all of your stories.
Yeah.
And I wanted to dream big. And there's one thing I wanted to do is I love water. Where I lived, it was a lot of water, and so I wanted to build a water park like that. Me and my friends, we can never have to go online and can enjoy
Yes.
water every day,
Yes.
all day long. And so my favorite park is the jumping park, all the way to the top. You want to go see it?
Yes.
Yeah, the beautiful view of the house.
Let's see it. Okay.
Let's go check it out.
So you good from my head off?
Yeah.
I haven't showed anything. Let's go ahead and build from the tippity top and hide it. Or we can walk it there.
Now we gotta walk there because there's things on the way up. No, show it. There's things on the way up.
I think if you showed up there, then walk it down would be
All
crazy.
right, hide it then.
Just walk up.
I walk up.
Hold on.
So, but do you want to start from here?
Yeah.
All right, let's start from here.
Go ahead.
So here we have a game, okay? 30 days, okay? At the end of the 30 days, if it's one of you guys, start from here, you run, you have to jump. If you do it 5 times, I'll give you something.
Oh, wait. What
I'm
is that?
challenging you.
What is it?
So you staying 30 days, right?
Yes.
What is it?
30 days. 30 days. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna eat and we're gonna decide.
Yeah.
I'm gonna challenge you.
No, we're gonna
So
go
tell
to
me what you want.
the wine cellar. We're gonna go to the wine cellar. We're gonna talk it out there.
Okay, you have 30 days. Run on those little toys without falling in the water. So you have to run as fast as you can. Go on the other side without falling in the water. Do it 5 times. Easy. You respect that challenge?
Hey, look, I'm gonna record it with different outfits.
Please.
I'm gonna record it with different outfits.
And we'll talk about the challenge.
So Wipeout said we did Wipeout, Tony. We got banned on the first one.
I do this shit right
I'm
now.
doing it literally right now.
Huh?
Yeah.
If I do this shit right now.
Oh, me, I have to go.
Oh, of course.
Without falling in the water. You do it 5 times in 30 days. We'll challenge.
Okay, wait.
You can put no weight on it.
Oh, it's no way. You gotta run, just run. Oh my God.
We'll come back to this, but
Can't say the name. Lord name in vain. Come on.
yeah.
Oh. Holy. I didn't even see that. That's crazy. Oh, it's a whole water. Wait, should we go over here? No, go to. Yeah. Should we go to other way?
I don't know. It's
Ooh, I've never been there.
We can go
Huh?
for it.
I've never been there.
We're here
The
now.
cave. Let's go to the cave.
No, we'll do
So you can show. Chad, it's a whole water park. Oh my! It's a slide. Oh my God!
telling you, bro.
I mean, look at this view. Look at this view.
3 different jumps, 3 feet, 5 feet, and then we have the big one.
I didn't fall.
Oh my God!
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Yo!
Yo. Another one right here. Another 2.
The 2 slides.
Holy! But like we at Six Flags in America, bro. Damn. Oh my gosh, that. Yo.
Big ass waterfall.
This is huge. And it keep going up. What are you talking? What are you on the
Party here would be crazy.
No, I didn't say anything. Yo, T, we not doing.
The first challenge. The biggest one, it was 300 people to try to beat that. It'd be good.
Oh, that's being real. That's the biggest one. Come on. Oh my God. We could do anything.
Hey, this time, it's not, if you're not invited, don't let's go, all y'all can go.
No,
No, not like that.
no. Chill. We're all in San Antonio.
Yo.
What do you think, guys?
For me?
Do it on
On the right.
That's it.
It's like
15.
15.
How many hit?
And the jump is like 35 feet, right?
I nothing. I got this shit, nigga.
That's crazy.
With clothes on and
I don't know.
everything.
I'm catching attack right now.
I mean, you know.
Hey, CB, CB, demonstrate, bro.
Huh?
I would have jumped right now.
I would have jumped right now too, but we got to do the last thing.
You would not do this.
You can jump in.
This shit easy.
Chad, who would have come to
And
the
look,
park?
I'm not saying that it's not easy. I'm just saying, like, bro, you only got one life, bro. So you might as well end it right now.
Well, it's like 15 feet this game.
Yo, you see that? The slide? That's OD, bro.
Yo, Chad. Day 34 party.
Yo, when niggas talking about water park, bro, it's not just 1 slide, 2 slides. Gang, it's a slide right here that leads into 2 slides over there.
This is still looking.
I know. There's a big slide here that ends up in that pool over there, right?
But take a look at this. Oh my God.
I gotta.
Oh my God.
Those are the ones I get afraid I might flip out of. Nah, Tony's not playing. That nigga loves water.
Yo,
He's infatuated with water.
I like you should be a realtor.
Think so?
Yeah, like you do a good job at
Also,
this.
if we take a look over here, we got
Yeah.
1 of 8 swimming. And there's actually like a cave underneath there. But once you get down there, romantic vibes, you know, for some of the members in A&B who might be bringing the.
I mean, everybody
in a relationship, really, except me and you.
Now you in one.
Like Phantom, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. You know in one? No.
So it's just really just me and Duke right now.
Okay, so we'll get together.
Yeah.
We'll you know.
Yeah. All right. What the? Yo, the pool party gonna be a smoothie.
Nah, pool party in this house.
Nah, tell me you see that, gang.
What?
Where's that box room right there, nigga? Oh my. But you can't eat. Except for the guys that I find out about all that. Oh, you don't have the mic.
Look at this shit, man.
What y'all saying, Chad? Is it good? Yes or no?
Yo.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good.
I almost want to hop in this one right now.
All right, guys, we need to go to the grotto. You didn't see the grotto.
Yes.
The grotto.
Let's go to the grotto.
You said the
Let's
grotto.
go.
Uh-oh,
He
Chad.
said grotto.
I don't know about that part of the house. my gosh, bro. Oh, look at the waterfall. Oh, shit.
Hey, Tony, could you jump from here?
Yep.
Damn.
That was a quick response.
How deep is that?
He said 15.
Okay, good.
You're not gonna touch it.
I might.
No, not gonna
A
touch
lot
it.
of gravity working on me, Tony.
Oh,
Tony, can we show the cave?
oh, I'll do.
Just follow. Follow. Let's go.
This right here. What the hell? Look at that.
Nah. First of all, this is all so this is
Unbeliever. There's the biggest pool party of the station. The biggest pool party of the station. I'm gonna do a TikTok.
I'm just gonna enjoy it.
Just enjoy it.
Chris, but I appreciate you for it.
But guys, remember,
No problem.
make sure you take the the round little, the little you go around. Make sure you have your chef here, give you your drinks. Perfect afternoon. Perfect.
Bro, I like how you think. Oh, look.
Hey, when y'all live, you will catch me on the lazy river, man. If you guys need me, let me know, bro.
All right, let's go.
I'll be right
Let's go
here.
there.
Oh,
Let's go.
Oh, watch stuff.
Wow.
Mine's I can pin that pin comes tomorrow. Some people are confused. Mine's I can pin it. Oh, hello.
Hey. No, you got secret door in this bitch.
Where'd that lead to?
To keep the water when the slides are not off. We keep it here like that. We use the water like that. You don't use the floor.
I love his accent. French niggas got a fire accent. They always sound like they're being intelligent, you know?
This is like motivation.
Oh, let's go see is the volleyball there right now? We'll come back. I'm gonna host some games.
Me too. Hey.
I haven't seen, bro.
Volleyball.
I mean, I had WTP in the chat, y'all. WTP.
Yeah, of course.
WTP, bro.
I know.
Nah, bro, this shit's fire.
Hey, let's pick up our Nando's real quick.
Bro, I'm gonna skip out on Nando's.
Yeah.
Yeah, go get your Nando's, my boy.
Hell yeah.
As by November, chat.
By November, baby.
We on this. Oh shit.
I know. It can be fun.
What you think I'm not gonna get ass?
Every day.
No, I think we
like-
can.
Go first.
Yo, man, listen. I'm gonna make an executive call. This is for the guys and the couples gonna be like that. This is how that relationship. Couples only, man. Couples only love. Yes.
I disagree. I think it should be no couple degree. 10-10. I think that nigga's not gonna be here, bro.
No couple.
It's too romantic.
Y'all don't need to see what's gonna be. Oh, yo.
What's that?
The bed.
Can't be here.
Hey, look. Oh, hey, chill out.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is tough. Like,
I don't know about this
no,
camera.
no. Take the camera. Just for like. Oh, get on that back. Just go listen, I don't know if you got when you talking about no, like you want to report shit.
No, I'm not trying to.
I don't know if you got going on.
It's like, for example, I got a camera in my room.
I don't know if you got going on.
You know what I'm saying? Really? They didn't even see anything. They gotta still switch it. No, they just said they couldn't see it.
Flash. Go flash.
Listen to this camera. Just show them.
Bro.
Oh. Maybe.
Yeah, I get the flash. So they're able to see it. It's crazy. Yeah, they see it.
Nasty 5 rounds of sexual intercourse.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah, handle it. But we got a whole.
Hold on. Yeah, bro, one of them things in life is getting Kobe stories. Tony played against Kobe. We gotta get a Kobe story out of Tony. We gotta get a Kobe story. Yeah, right?
TP!
TP. Yo, TP. I need to know, man. What happened? Kobe's my favorite player all the time. You had the luxury of many times, bro.
Yep.
Can you share us a never heard before Kobe story?
Never heard
No.
before. Or favorite.
Or favorite?
Yeah.
If you've said it before, but
Wait, the wing. Oh, never mind.
it's coming.
My favorite, but I said it before. He started trash talking to me in French during the playoffs. So he learned the language to trash talk me in French. Because you know Kobe used to guard me.
Yeah.
They put Kobe on me all the time.
Yeah.
And he will talk, start talking in French. I was
What do you
like,
say?
wow.
Can you say it or not?
I know, I'm not gonna say it. It's crazy stuff.
Did you learn the language just to talk?
Be honest, did it work?
Wow.
No, it didn't work, but mad respect that he learned the language.
I forget Kobe grew up in Italy, bro.
You guys fly back here later.
Kobe was the best.
But it's R.I.P. Cole, bro.
This place is nice though, man. What's left?
No, we still got the fire department.
Oh, yeah, forgot about that.
Yep. Chat, we got more.
Oh my god.
We got this more. There's more. There's more.
ETA on the thighs?
Where's our harvest right now? Would you like me to bring them to you guys?
Oh, five.
I was saying five.
Game seven.
Damn.
Let me say five.
Yeah, that Pistons team.
Or Nigerian, so I can trash talk you. Like Kobe.
You can't do this.
I'm gonna do it just like Kobe.
Well, how about he's listen.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn Haitian just to trash talk you. Yep.
How about? All right, chat. Everything good? Yeah, come on. Let's go. Let's show the best part. I like a lot of best parts in this clip.
This shit is.
It's tough.
Nah, look at it from here though.
I know.
Genuinely a waterpark. It's 8-5.
Bro, if y'all don't think I'm jumping off that top,
I don't think you know about it. Wow. Damn, 24/7 restaurants comp. AC.
Lead us to the big park. Okay.
Tell them. It's honestly.
That's why you don't like that one.
His furniture is crazy.
That's all it's over there. To cool off. Be perfect.
The Blitz, thanks for the $5 appreciate it. Mic is not working. Sonny, when the mic is not working, just spam it, please. Hello.
1,
1, 2.
man, BBL Cobb got to hear.
No.
BBL Cobb got to hear.
Oh my gosh.
You gonna take the automobile?
You want to? You guys just walk it.
Okay.
Wait, which way? Are we going the right way?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hop in the motherfucking automobile,
We
man.
could. Can we all fit in there?
Nah, we gonna double lap and shit.
With TP?
Yeah, fine.
Definitely.
Alright, come on. Stop spamming BBL Cobb. Damn.
Where they get that from?
I know. You told me to spam it because the audio's good. I mean, they can hear. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. We gotta go crazy this whole summer.
Yep, the whole summer.
And then we gonna have like 1,000 people club.
Hey, bro, if y'all want to ever get chill in the pool on some road
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
you
That's a
hit
late
me
night
up.
road.
You hit me up, bro. Talk about life.
We haven't had a hot tub meeting.
You know, nobody knows
Well,
about that.
imagine this is like the AMP thing.
Bro, nobody knows about this
Yo.
meeting, bro. So, agent just calm down. Nobody knows.
Hot tub with the bro. Hot tub with the bro.
Nobody knows about this.
Hot tub with the.
You have an AP friend?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Hey, feel free to come through.
Nah. That shit. I mean,
It's just like legendary.
we got this.
House is for sale.
Should we buy it, Jack?
House is for sale.
Jack, should we buy this house?
Give me a friend discount.
You buy this? Like you will move here?
I ain't gonna lie, Tony. Me. I like my room.
No, but the AMP crib too legendary. Bro.
What's his yours? You can arrange it.
You're right. You're right.
The AMP house is too legendary. Like that house is too
Freaky
legendary.
carpet.
Yeah, this is his legendary house. That's our legendary house.
Facts. You gotta have a fire room like how you the trophies and shit.
Yeah, it's OG.
All right, who wanna lead this one?
Chris,
lead this one. Oh yeah. All right, talk to me.
All right.
Oh my God.
Well, after Kai stream,
this is something we're going to be doing, man.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just letting you guys know. I hope you guys ready and kill his matrix, man. Hey, you're big. You like Marvel, right?
Use the door.
Alright. You like Marvel, right? I do. Man, come on in, man. You first, man.
Oh,
yeah.
God. W's
in the, like a my court, right? Like NBA my court, bro. 2K.
Please get a pin of these statues.
Come on, man.
Is that the?
Hey, is this nigga following us? Oh my God.
Hey, thank
No, backboard first.
Hey, excuse me. Oh, Kobe. Check the runs. Oh, check the runs. About to be crazy. Okay. Hey, he had three times different.
People there?
Huh? What?
Hey Tony, who you think the best hooper in this room is?
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I never saw it. I never saw you play except Kai, so I don't know. You can show me.
Hey, look.
You got 30 days to show me.
No, Tony, if we dribble, it's like a jump shot. Let us know who better.
Yeah, right now.
Time, go first. Yes, one cam. All right, so you want to dribble? Try to do one cam for the rest of the tour. Hey, dribble, and then take a jump shot for Tony. You going basically after all five of us go? No. Crossover. You want crossover?
Dribble, jump shot on the left.
Hey, ain't just started off. Ain't just started off, baby. You started off, boy.
Let's go. You start. Let's go.
Go ahead, Chris.
Oh,
You start.
hey, you going by order? Go ahead. Yes, you. Let's go.
Awesome over.
Hey, so I'm boom. Oh, you feel me? And then I'm a fake.
No, you can toss him right there.
Oh, look, Tony, I do this. Oh, wait. No, Tony, Tony, I slipped. I didn't know. Why would you lie? Alright, son. Swimble, boy, swimble. Oh. Okay, all right. Alright.
Just by looking with but nobody made a shot, huh? So it's up.
Don't think about more.
Thank God, you got 30 days here to get to improve. Yeah. You got the best.
You said, no, I was hot. Hey, how? I want you to know, never made a shot. He's based off just moving forward, right?
He can't even stay in front of me.
Bro, no.
I'm just saying.
No.
Looking the two dribble.
No, based off the movement.
I'm gonna catch what you got.
Yeah.
Shoes.
Look, Tony, look. You saw this?
Hey,
the first shot.
Tony, I ain't even, no, I ain't even gotta look at it. Tony is like, you feel me?
Hey, Tom, hey, listen. My movement better, my jump shot better. Oh, look. Oh, okay, my shit way better than you.
Hey, I want to make it clear. I was the second one to hit a shot, so I'm the second best in the East Coast block.
Tell me what's going on, man. Get it.
My movement doesn't.
Yeah,
You gotta walk into it, man. 30 days to improve. 30 days.
Holy smokes. What? So you wanted to show that one, but you didn't? Okay.
Yeah. Where? That's Taiwan.
This statue, bro. Tony, who's your favorite superhero? Iron Man? My Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Yup. Yeah. What's your favorite one of him?
The big one.
I don't like that.
Yo, I'm a huge Groot fan. I use him in Marvel Rivals. Look at my goat.
No, we're not done. No, we're not done. We ain't done. Hey, I'm done. It's all cool, part.
Oh my God. You got DDR.
A entire
Temple Run, Mario Kart.
Well, why would somebody ever want to beat me? I would never want to leave.
Yo, bro.
My favorite game is my record.
What's your record? What? I'm gonna beat that right there before. Tap.
If you beat me,
You're right. I'm blue.
we'll do a challenge.
Chat, I'm blue, Chris is red. Oh! How the fuck?
Is ass at arcade games, guard?
I do a marathon.
Bro, he's still going.
Oh, you like that? Oh! Oh!
Yeah. Hello, Avenger statues, you know.
Yeah.
We got, look, it's that. Look, it's that.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
For him, if he gets 6-pack.
Wait, hold on. We got worked out here.
I like that. Now,